do. I really do. They're amazing. I just wish they didn't have to get up so early to go to school. I didn't have to get up that early until high school, maybe. Yeah, look, I had to get up at around like 5 to get to high school because first class was 7:25 a.m.
Your first class was 7:25. Wow.
Yeah, first class 7:25.
In my high school, my first class was 7:50. 7:50.
That's not that far from my first class. He was like, "Oh Jesus,
That's
where did
30
you go?"
minutes.
As far as I'm concerned, it should be after 8 o'clock.
You know what 30 minutes of sleep feels like in the morning?
Now I do as an adult.
Amazing. Amazing. Good morning to the people joining us on Facebook. How you guys doing?
Good morning, you want it?
Also went live on YouTube. Let's see how that works.
Oh,
so if anybody's over there,
yes.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. Because we're going to talk more and, less music. So I'm going to start going live for the wake-up call on YouTube and see what is happening over there. Oh.
That's awesome. Where do you guys want to see us or hear us? Yeah. I know that there are people that reach out to me from time to time and ask where they could listen because they always check YouTube for the most part.
Yeah.
But where do you guys want to hear us? Are we not there already? Should we get on our way to that space?
Yeah.
Lead the way, folks.
I like that question.
Let us know.
Miss Kiki to you, good morning. I'm not sure if you said
morning.
it yet. You want it, good morning. Sunshine Tina, good morning. Good morning, everybody. The Jack Star, the team down there in Florida. That includes Lady Tats. I haven't seen Juki Johnson in a minute. So, Juki Johnson, if you're out there, if you're incognito, good morning to you, sir. Shout out to everybody else that's...
he always provides some goodness to the chat. I appreciate him. We need you to come back.
Yes.
He must be sleeping in. God bless. He taking more than 30 minutes.
Yeah, there are a few incognito people in here. I want to say good morning to you guys. Don't forget you could hit us up on the WhatsApp 347-309-5254 if you want to just get something in. Good morning, a shout out. Guys, every little word, we appreciate it over here.
Absolutely. The Nice Trinity, the Wake Up Call is more of a talk show than a music show. The rest of the shows, they play almost all the music.
He knows that.
Hence why...
Yeah, but the Nice Trinity knows that. That's his suggestion, I think. I think that's his suggestion.
He's like, tap, tap, 2 fingers. I would love it if you played a little bit more music, though.
Okay, nice.
Sis Save Yourself says she prefers Twitch. It's real time.
It's more real time, yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
It's the latency is what it's called. Well, I shouldn't have to tell sis that. She knows that.
Tell everybody else. I don't know.
No, sis. Oh, all right. So let me say that general. The latency is lower over here, and the latency is the time between we say something and you see it happening. That instantaneousness.
Okay.
Yeah,
but that's why we GMGT live. Because most shows, podcasts, they don't necessarily do live.
No.
They record and then you have an opportunity to see it. And then sometimes if they have a Patreon, they allow their Patreon to watch live. You guys get live all the time.
All the time.
So we need Twitch for that.
Yeah.
So that you can get that, the low latency.
Yeah.
So we down with that too.
So let me put that question to the audience. Would you guys like to hear a little bit more music?
Keep in mind, a little bit more music means a lot less places that we can be played. Most podcasts aren't played on Twitch.
Yeah.
So people who are looking for us can't find us in the places that podcasts usually go, like Google Podcasts, Spotify.
I did upload
iTunes.
one to Spotify to see what the
what it would look like. I ain't even going for it. I didn't even go listen.
So I haven't checked the stats yet. So I'm gonna go back and check it.
But that would be, those people would not be hearing us live. Those people would be hearing the recording after, and then we would just be letting people know that they can be able to listen live on Twitch and see us, obviously. Our awesome fans. Awesome faces. Yeah. So we want to make sure that we think it's perfect too, Steffi 473, which is why we want more people to listen.
Yeah, we think it's perfect. We think it's amazing.
So we're just trying to make sure that we're sharing the love and increasing who has the ability to hear and see us.
And I don't believe in like a lot of.
Good morning, DJ Hurricane. Long time. For me, I just ain't seen
a lot of people believe in like one platform, like part of the journey to where we are right now, a lot of people was like, yo, why do you go so many places? And I believe in Amazon, when Amazon was growing, people had the same thing. Like, why are you selling other people's products? So why not just sell your own products? And I believe that people are sometimes married to a platform, and I do not want to always punish them for that. The only reason why we don't stay live on Facebook like 100% of the time is because of the fact that Facebook sometimes blocked the stream.
Yeah.
So I have to restart it. Otherwise, we would have been 100% live on Facebook all the time.
All the time.
And 100% live on YouTube all the time.
Good morning, the real Steffi.
It's just a part of getting the content to you guys. That's why we really try to push a lot of people to Twitch, because they don't shut down.
Yeah.
That content just keeps riding.
They like, y'all could say all the kinds of things you want to say.
Yeah.
We still gonna let you roll with it. But I think that's one of the best parts about, I think specifically GMGT Live, is that literally you have the ability to watch live. And so Twitch is not something that I think that we need to worry about coming off of, because it gives us the platform to be able to be live all the time when we are showing. It's the playback though. Giving people the opportunity to play back someplace else is fine.
After it's live. And I think for the most part, the audience is saying that they like the mix of music and talk. They don't think we need much more of anything else. So the nice Trini looks like by popular vote you just lost. I don't know if you can win in the electoral college, but let's.
We ain't got no electoral college here. Good morning, Aliman. He did say exposure is key, so he agrees that we could definitely use more exposure.
Nice, I agree.
But no one else agrees in terms of adding more music to it, though.
Let me put something out there about the exposure. You guys can help us with the exposure part.
Yes, absolutely.
We definitely have a couple of things. On Labor Day weekend, we were supposed to have News 12 in the building. That did not happen because of Ida, and they had to do a lot of coverage for the storm.
Yeah.
It is going to happen. We have spoken since, and they're like, hey guys, we still want to come in, we still want to do it, but I don't just want to do the show and we don't have enough people. You're right. Because I don't only want to just get GMGT to shine. I want some other artists. Because that would go to a wider audience.
Absolutely.
Versus just West Indians. And I wanted to bring more artists.
Which I think is amazing.
And more culture in here when they are in here. So, we can help the thing grow. So we're in the process of planning another show around cultural ambassadors and showcase. Like, I want to get costume makers in here. I want people, parried in different costumes. I want different artists in here. So we're going to work on that again. And hopefully we can get it out before the end of October, we can make it happen. But let's see what happens. We're
going to make it do the thing. It's going to do the thing, guys. But again, to his point that you guys can help us, share. I appreciate the GMGT Warriors, especially because y'all better than me. The days that I'm not here, I be asleep. Y'all wake up
every day.
Y'all wake up on the morning so you guys can be able to catch the wake up call live. And I think that's amazing. For your friends and family who are not waking up to catch us live, this is why I think it would be really helpful to kind of like have the space where we can figure out, well, where can we and how can we share it with them? So that's why we're talking about other places like Spotify and Google Google Podcasts, iTunes, now YouTube and Facebook is a place where you definitely can be able to share us. We're on Facebook right now, right now. At this very hi Facebook. Hi.
Yeah, good morning,
I didn't say
Facebook.
good morning to Facebook this morning. I apologize. Yeah. Good morning, Facebook. We're on Facebook right now, and we're also on YouTube right now. And so that means that you guys it's much easier, I think, to share on those kind of platforms. You can share it directly into your feeds on social media, sometimes into your stories. So by all means, share the wealth, y'all. Let the people know we here.
Hey, shout out to Sis Save Yourself. One of the persons that definitely supports loudly. I think Michelle had a talk about that a few weeks ago about supporting loud. Shout out to Sis Save Yourself. Shout out to Steffi473. Shout out to Berthel. There are a lot of people, Molly, who else? Chantel, a few names I can think about. Anything they do with us, they share it. They put it up in their feed.
Absolutely.
If they purchase a t-shirt, they'll take a picture, they'll post it. If they listen to something they hear, they'll reshare, they'll repost. And those are the things that will definitely help us grow. Not saying that the people who are not doing that isn't as important, but the other little things do help. So we ask and encourage everybody to keep sharing, keep doing your thing. And there was something that came to mind I wanted to say as a quick side note, but it completely slipped my mind. That's what happens when I don't write things down. We have a lot of topics. There's a lot been happening in the world.
A lot has been happening.
A lot been happening in the world. We're going to discuss.
Before we switched, DC Steffi 473, she said, what you'll need to do is bring Alma Boy in like we do with Michelle, morning hype until he comes back. I would like to disagree, only because I feel like when people ask for space and time, we should give them space and time.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say,
Alma
needs the time off. Because the last time he went away, he came in remote every single day.
Yeah, and that's not really a break.
Yeah. So he's gonna really take a break. He is with his daughter. I've seen some really nice pictures and videos of them. He's been posting to social media. So shout out to Alma taking some time off. Definitely well needed, well deserved.
Absolutely.
But guys, we're gonna get there. Alma is not done. He's just taking a break. All right?
Yeah, he come back, y'all. It's all right. And y'all ain't got to be so loud. Y'all don't like us this morning. Because I can't sing a little song. I don't got no rhythm section. It's okay, though. This is what Alma does. So, of course, he would be missed. We miss him, too.
I miss that energy, too.
I know.
I definitely miss that
having
energy.
I don't think there's an issue in terms of like, well, I have energy in the morning.
Yeah,
so there's that.
Energy.
But I'm not.
You're not Alma.
I'm not a singer, so I'm not going to be able to funnel that energy in the way that he can, which is why he is a part of the show to begin with, because he's such an amazing musician. He has the platform here to be able to showcase just how amazing he is, and he gives us a freestyle every morning. I remember when I first started here, I used to be like, dang, we should make a compilation of all his morning songs and put it in somewhere. I tried.
That's an amazing idea.
I tried to get a compilation, and then I couldn't get all the recordings onto my phone, but I'm still gonna try it when he gets back. Alma Boy, when you get back, I'm letting you know from now, I'm gonna make that compilation, because you are a national treasure.
Sure is.
A GMGT national treasure.
Is.
Good morning, Wonder Boy. Please. Oh, good morning, Gigi. Nice to see you so early in the morning. Hello. To your point, you were going to say something about our topics. I just didn't want us to walk away from what she had just said.
All I was saying, there was a lot of topics. We have a lot to discuss. I wasn't going to mention anyone in particular. This is our number one. We just vibe in. Couple of changes coming down the pipeline pretty soon.
Y'all ready?
Some I think y'all will embrace. Some might be a little bit of but growing pains. And
good morning, Carol.
We hope to get this. So Carol, good morning. Always a pleasure when you jump in and say good morning, Carol.
Yes.
Good morning. I know you're always listening.
Shout out to you. DJ Hurricane said he streams GMGT everywhere, even in his car. So there's the issue. There's no issue with that. He said people are always asking what he's listening to. So shout out to you, DJ Hurricane, letting the masses know.
That's not even the fun part.
What's the fun part?
DJ Hurricane works on a radio station and has his own show.
He's like, I'm listening to something else.
Yeah.
God bless.
Shout out to you, Hurricane, man. Hurricane has been I don't want to put it, I don't know how to put it, like a definite, a resource for us. Like, I mean,
I know you always thank him for giving you a small island music that we may miss.
Yeah, and it's not just giving us the music, but also giving us context. Because somebody can just send you music and they don't give you context. Okay, who is this artist? What's their background? How are they doing? How is it being received? And those are the things that he adds to the conversation for us. So a lot of times when we play music here, it's not just us experimenting. It's like we definitely have the info and we have the knowledge. And can be able to say,
this is what the situation is. This is why this is playing versus that.
Yeah.
Don't laugh. We giving you a blind. Don't laugh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And small world story, right? Remember we had CEO. This is an artist from St. Martin, was on the show a couple weeks ago. And amazing guy. He had this song, the cha-cha, the soca cha-cha song.
Soca
that was
cha-cha.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he hit me up the other morning on Facebook. He's like, yo, I met your best friend in St. Martin. And he did. My best friend is in St. Martin. He spent about 2 weeks down there. I think he came back yesterday or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So small world that he would, bunks up with link up with this guy. So CEO did I think he was at some jam session or something he was hosting, and my friend was at it, and yeah, he was able to meet him, and I guess when they were talking, I don't know how Grenada came up, but everybody assumes GMGT. Because Grenada is so small, everybody in Grenada knows everybody, which is true to a degree. Everybody in Grenada literally knows everybody. If you don't know them, then you know somebody who's their cousin, their best friend, or something. Everybody knows everybody by some type of connection in Grenada, and that's not even an exaggeration. But yeah, that's kind of my small world story.
They be mad small world stories with people who are of a West Indian descent.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Another small world story. She's royal. Hit me up the other day, and she's like, "Hey, I met this guy, and he says he knows you, and I actually know the guy really well."
Like, I actually do know him.
Yeah.
He didn't just say he knew me.
Yeah,
I actually did know him.
Yeah, and I knew him really well. We actually grew up very close to each other in Grenada. And,
wow.
And that's in Virginia Beach. So, small world again.
Very small world.
And also goes to prove that every Grenadian knows each other.
Oh, God. There's certain degrees of separation. I'd be feeling like it's the same thing for Brooklyn, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I meet somebody who doesn't know anybody that I know, I'll be like, are you a plant? Because there's weird. No way that you know not one person that I've ever, or even somebody that I'm cool with, somebody that they're cool with knows who you are. I've very rarely come across that situation where I don't know anybody who comes across, but that's just me. So my friends hate going places with me.
We have one person I think I see over there on Facebook. Good morning to you. I think there's like 2 people over there on YouTube. Good morning to you guys too. If you guys can do me a big favor, make that switch to Twitch. Twitch is the platform for us that gives an uninterrupted experience.
So if you miss something,
that's a place you want to be.
Yep.
Yeah, make that switch. All right, let's wrap our number 1.
It's fun over there. And you get to be in the comments with the people.
We're gonna start prepping some topics to go at you guys. The wake up call, best morning show in all the land. Consuela is here. Kareem is here. Let's go.
Oh, wait, who's here? Y'all, Kareem just had a stroke on air. Like, what?
Holy. My bad. I definitely had an on-air stroke.
Good morning, Utrice. Yes, hi, Kareem and Wild and Holy. Hey, how's it going?
Consuela's probably calling my name somewhere.
I know. You said it with such conviction, too. God bless.
The Wake Up Call. Now live on the best entertainment has to offer. Good music, good times. Where the culture lives. Edgy, witty, and raw. Yep, this is the Wake Up Call.
Good morning.
Right now, just cruising. Operating on Caribbean time, I'm moving slow. Yeah, the sun's on my face and the breeze so soothing. Good vibes, off to the beach we go. Friends and family, come along, let's go. Put a couple drinks in the cooler, come, let's go. Roll one light, one bloody smoke to me now. The breeze blows, this is the life. To the beach, right now we going to the beach. To the beach.
Weather forecast says nothing but clear skies and good moods, blessings from all around, and that's all we see in the forecast for today.
First thing I do as I rise up is count my blessings. First thing you should do as you rise up is count your blessings. Cause every new day under the sky is a blessing. Yeah. And you're surely blessed if you have life, ain't no guessing. Yo, I want you hear me like the radio. Want you see what I'm saying like a video. Understand me clearer than stereo. Life hard but try don't make nothing trouble you. Morning neighbor, why waiting on. Yeah. Say, you know the vibes. We never stop, we never give up. You know the heights. We never break, we never ease up. Yeah. It's all about the highlight. It's all about the highlight. It's all about the highlight. Yeah, me know. No bad vibes, no worries, have no time for stressing. Yeah, and the hell is no longer a loss, the hell is a lesson.
I miss you, I miss you love, I miss you, I want it now, baby I miss you, and I want you to come back home. I can't take the distance, I'm tired of being alone. Long time I don't get a little hug, long time I don't get a little kiss, long time I don't get a little touch. Oh yeah, me body, me body, me body, it's calling for your loving, calling. I miss your face anyway. Don't want nobody else. Only you alone can touch me, baby.
The Wake Up Call. Now live on the best entertainment has to offer. Good music, good times. Where the culture lives. Edgy, witty, and raw. Yep, this is the Wake Up Call.
Good morning.
Good morning, Soca lover. Nice to have you here today. Denise Trini, I see you. I need a Ruby rhythm between one of these breaks, Mr. Kareem. He played a lot of Ruby this morning.
I did.
A lot is more than one song as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I played like 3 rupees this morning.
And I was not happy. I'm
Rupee had a birthday last week or something like that.
all right. Happy birthday, Ruby. We're so excited for you to be here another year. I hope you had a great time for your birthday. You can make some new music if you'd like and put some stuff out. I personally am kind of like tired of hearing some of these other ones, but I know I'm not alone though.
The shade.
I'm not alone when
comment.
I say that.
Wow.
No, I saw yesterday. I don't even know which.
In my Consuelo voice, I said, "Wow."
I'm saying wow too because you talked her up. You talked her up. But no, I am not alone. There are other people who are tired of hearing certain songs too. Just yesterday I saw a post. I can't even remember who it was. It was one of them Soca Instagram pages that follow Soca or West Indian Made. One of the two.
Right.
They posted a video of these people who were in the middle of a fete.
Right.
Who were refusing to palance. They called themselves anti-palancers.
Okay.
And so people were in the chat talking about whether or not people should be palancing still or not. I am not against people palancing. I just want to say that.
I'm not.
But I don't see the need why I got to get played every time.
So that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Yes.
The song is so old. And not to say there are certain songs that are super old that I'm just like, oh no, but it'll always hit every single time. For me, Palance doesn't hit every single time. That's why I don't want to hear it all the time.
So
Palance don't hit no time.
It used to hit. It
did.
I'll tell you, the last time I Palance was 5 years ago. I know it was 5 years ago specifically because it was at my best friend's 35th birthday surprise that he had. So that's the last time that I Palanced because they played it at his little birthday thing and I Palanced there. He turned 40 this year. Because it was a small thing. It was like at a speakeasy.
You know why I don't even mad? I'm not even mad at the people at the page. Because I do the same shit. Anytime I hear that song, I literally stand up and...
Yeah. I want to know what you're doing and why you're doing it.
So this Palance is an amazing song.
It is. And jump up. I mean, it's great.
So
it's great.
Here the problem with what happened to Palance. The whack-ass DJs that were here, and I'm seeing that.
I said,
Dang,
wow.
he said it with his chest too.
Yeah.
He said, and I'm saying it. Don't call nobody name.
You know what happened? Because that was such an easy forward. That was a song that could get people moving so easily.
Absolutely.
That's just like the other songs. Was it
the medley?
No. The other.
That's
like,
what I think about but Palance is not included in that medley
Nah,
because
not.
I don't believe it's a classic, so it shouldn't be in that medley.
No. We can argue that Palance is a classic.
I think it's a classic if it could be played in that medley. Or what's the other medley? The older, the more seasoned soca medley. All aboard. You know which songs are gonna come through there. Those are the classics.
No. You can't put that song. No.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Palance is not in the same category as these songs.
Jump around the play. You can put that. No, but those are the songs.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Back to Ruby. See,
right.
I wasn't lying. Was I lying? I wasn't lying.
I just feel like there's certain songs that non-West Indian people or people who want to clout on the West Indian
they know
culture,
those ones,
the diaspora, that those are those songs that you're gonna play and
to help them feel included. It's an inclusive song.
I have the
for those trans fetters.
Right. So I like that word, but I have the opposite because that's not what you're supposed to play for them. That's what they're hearing. That's what you're giving them. They don't have no idea of what else is out there.
Exactly. So you should be giving them something else.
Because when that song crossed over, it became such a big hit that it got overplayed. And now that's the backlash, and that was overplayed too. That was overplayed. That was overplayed.
That was beyond
a Bungie song. Maybe because I'm like,
that
was overplayed too.
No, that was played in my Zumba class.
But no, you see, no.
I would hear it several times a week.
Yeah,
and never tire.
That song is overplayed, but it doesn't have the backlash.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Well, look who's singing the songs.
Right.
You have these people who
maybe is that there's something that can be said about that. So here's what I'm thinking.
Go ahead, tell us what you're thinking.
The nobody should be anti-Palance. I think the song still has room to play, and it can be played smartly.
Smartly is a good word for it.
That said, though, another true story. I played on a wedding Sunday night, and the host of the night probably asked me for Palance 15 times.
What?
For why?
Right?
Sorry,
the final time,
die.
I did not play it. I did not play it at all. The final time he asked me for it, I'm like, you really love that song, don't you?
He's like, if you don't play this blasted song.
But here's the thing. I think he has Haitian descent, but he was born here. He does a lot of wedding. He's like a MC for hire. I don't know if y'all. It's like a guy named France. He's light skin.
I've probably seen him before.
If you have been to a few West Indian weddings, you can't miss him. He does a lot of them. I think this is like the third or fourth wedding I've done, and he's the MC. There. Always says, "Oh, you look familiar." Yeah, you look familiar too. But he and that's what I'm thinking for them. Or for the trans fetters, so to speak, the Americans with the West Indian mom or dad, who's went to a few fests, like they came of age in that era. To them, Palance was like the biggest thing.
Which is crazy.
Which is false.
Right.
Well, no, which is true. No, when you put it like that, yes, which is very true.
For somebody like me who's probably going back and forth and still plugged into
you're gonna leave me out of this.
The island culture. No. I mean, I'm not to the island culture, and you know what's hot in the islands. You know what's coming out of Barbados every year. You know what.
You don't want to hear the same.
You want to hear.
That's what I mean. I shouldn't have to listen to Palance every time I go to a fest.
Let me see if I could get a few comments here because I've totally.
Sweet and Wicked. Good morning, Sweet and Wicked. Yeah. I'm seeing you for the first time.
I like that
Welcome.
name.
Welcome. Yes,
I like that
do. It reminds me of Wild and Holy.
It does.
It's such a good
like
mix.
That.
Sweet and Wicked.
Yes.
Well, Sweet and Wicked would like us to know. I love these songs, but. Yeah. Fast Wine, Party Animal, Patrice. Hello.
She said, I like how she put Patrice as an artiste there, and every other thing is a song.
Yeah. Patrice is, she's just over Patrice altogether at this point, I assume. Hello, and Bruck Your Back. She's tired. Okay. I'm assuming this is she. My apologies.
Let me. I think.
Y'all sure that's Patrice and not Practice? Because I'm seeing Practice, and I'm trying to figure out if I know how to read.
She said, dang.
Practice.
Dang. There's lots of ailments here this morning. That is Practice.
We apologize.
I don't think I would ever be tired of Practice, though.
Hell no. Let me tell you something. You want me to act like a little, my husband, want me to act like a little something. put on practice.
So Chantel said, nope, it's false for me anyway, Kareem. All right, Chantel, explain what is false for you, because I know I said like for a lot of people,
stuff.
I think she meant when I say for the Americans who have the Caribbean West Indian parentage.
And I have to disagree
that's
because
a huge spectrum.
But that's what I'm saying.
There's a huge
you
spectrum.
have those who know the culture from up here,
Right.
but barely visited the country where
Right.
their parents
So
are from. Yeah.
And
there's going to be the exceptions, but go ahead.
But I don't think
I've
those
been
are
to Grenada
exceptions.
more times than
That's why I say
I'm-
like it's such a huge
Yeah.
spectrum, and I think a lot of times, and we're gonna talk about it.
I say with your chest.
The folks who are from back home, born and raised, that they be looking at the folks who were not born back home. as
Kareem.
They're not really actually from
Kareem.
F you and your mother.
Kareem, that was for you. That was for you. That was for
Hello.
you.
Hello and goodbye. And damn, son. Good morning,
Wow.
Rhythm for Sale. You know why?
I said,
Yes,
wow.
no.
Because
Say it
y'all
with your
lump-
chest.
Because
No,
y'all
because
lump us
Kareem
all
loved to
together
lump us all
as if
together.
we're all the same person. Whereas
Facts.
I'm not gonna front. I have at least one friend and one cousin who were born back home in Guyana.
Right.
Probably left when they were like 2-3 years old. Have not been back.
Yeah, since.
I was not born in Guyana. I was born right here in Brooklyn, proudly so.
Yeah.
My first passport picture though is a baby picture. I've
Facts.
spent so much time back home. People, until I told them that I wasn't born back home, didn't know that I wasn't
Facts.
born back home.
So
Facts.
I could go to Guyana right now with
Hold
people
up.
who were born in Guyana and walk them around because they don't know where to go.
Facts.
Hold up. I think we need a full show or a full
I know,
segment
I know,
to
because-
have that discussion.
Yes.
I felt like we kind of transitioned there
Yes.
real quick, and I don't want to transition.
the
I feel like we can have a whole conversation about that one morning.
Absolutely.
So let's find a few let's plug that in for a morning where we can have a full
but we
discussion.
can be
on
able
that.
to discuss it
Yes,
in all of its
yeah,
fullness and its
yeah,
glory.
because
Yes,
I-
God.
I feel like that's there's a little bit of a segregation between
Yes,
that.
and you know what?
Kareem.
I'm
Yes,
glad
yes,
we gonna
I'm
find a
taking-
time for
I'm
it
taking the
because
blame for
when
that.
we do, I'm
Yeah.
gonna share it on my Facebook
Facts.
because I
Facts.
want people to understand because I don't like
Facts.
that.
Okay.
I don't like
I said,
that.
All
wow.
right, y'all heard that, right?
I don't like that.
Make sure that plug working properly, so I'm gonna stick it in my phone, and we're gonna have a whole live because I'm making sure
Yes.
we say
Because
this.
it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Absolutely.
It's a conversation that needs to be had. And you know what? We don't need to have a conversation about this, but I will also like to let people know, yes, I am Caribbean. Okay? Guyana, we are trans-geographical. Okay?
A lot of trends this morning, but
Guyanese people is trans-geographical. So I want y'all to continue. We are a border country, and so we, yes, are considered a part of the Caribbean because we
Facts.
were colonized by the same folks. So we have the same culture. We don't have the culture of the
You have
people
the
who are
same culture.
right, which
Right.
is why the headquarters for CARICOM is in Guyana.
I said, wow, say it with your chest.
Yeah,
baby.
like
Say it with
yeah,
your chest.
people love to be like, oh, like Guyana is South American. Okay, so tell that to all of the economic people who have decided that we're a part of the Caribbean. I understand. Geographically, there's one thing, but like I
culture
said,
is
we're
Caribbean.
trans-geographical.
so
Okay.
If we want to put it correctly,
Good morning, the Lion Heart.
there is Caribbean, which I guess would be the islands, and then there's West Indian, which I guess would be the culture.
But then I've heard as of late that's a derogatory term.
West Indian.
Yeah, so I've been trying not to use it as often as possible
Okay,
now.
so that's news to me.
Yeah, I feel like that's
But then
a
you
new
go
thing
on the
that's
other
coming out.
side, and East Indian is not a derogatory term, or is it a derogatory
Because people
term?
are like, well, one thing I've heard is when you're saying West Indians, we're talking about literally the Indian population that did migrate from India. That doesn't encompass all of them. I've met people who didn't know that Black people were in Guyana, and I'm just like, yes. I met my first year of college. I met somebody who was from Bangladesh. His best friend, who he grew up with in Queens, was Guyanese, and he was like trying to argue with me that there are no Black people in Guyana, and I was like, bro, are you serious right now?
So,
But that's where some of the pushback.
static,
I've
yeah.
heard some people say that it's derogatory as well.
So, quick historical fact check. The word Indies came from when Columbus set out to sail. He thought he was sailing to the east.
He was
really
not
could
good
tell him
about-
that. Tell him that he
was
wasn't
very
selling
bad
it.
at
Yep.
Right,
geography.
so he went
Just making it up as he went along.
Just like most men with directions.
Yeah, it sounds about right. It sounds about right.
So it was I'm going to the India.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Indies, and it just became that since he thought he was going to sail west and end up in the east because the world is round.
Yep.
never made it to the east, obviously, because there was all this land there, and it became the West Indies. So it really had nothing to do with Indians at the time, right? Because he thought he was going to sail to India by going west instead of having to go across all the land.
I just don't understand. But he there in Spain. Why you just saying?
No.
You just
at the time, the land was more dangerous to go across because of all this other things.
But no, I'm saying
there.
across the pond.
Across which pond? To go to
They
India?
saying this is across the pond.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he was right there in Spain. Well,
Right.
England, Spain, because they.
but
But I'm just saying he could have just went bloop, and he would have ended up where he needed to end up.
No, not by sailing.
No, I'm not talking about India. Because I don't. How you gonna start from one side and India right there? Yes, land was more dangerous, but where were you going? Like you should just.
I
the
already
West
told
Indies.
ya, he clearly was not good with geography.
No, I don't understand what you're trying to say.
He wasn't going to know India. That's what I'm trying to say. He thought he wanted to go to India. My thing is, all your man like work.
He actually thought he was going to find an easier route because in his estimation it was easier to go through go sail instead of having to go through land which had a lot of different empires in between him and India. So to go through that, it was considered more dangerous.
He was like, I'll just sail my boat.
He'll just sail his boat because
and go to wrong place.
Based on the theory at the time is that if the earth is round, if you sail in a circle, you're going to come back to your starting point.
Good morning. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. Alduin first. Alduin first. He said she said, excuse me, whole point was to find a new route to India.
Right.
And shout out to the nice Trini and Wonderboy who are like, I am West Indian.
Yes. Say it with your chest.
Yes.
You remember what I told you about the cutoff time? Look at where we got.
We're talking about something else though.
Speaking of borders, let's go into some
I said wow.
Some news.
I said wow.
Let's go inside some news.
It's screaming slavery.
Oh,
PTSD for me.
Right out the gate. Right
out the. It's screaming.
It's shouting. It was a very y'all over there kind of weekend.
It was
specifically for the West Indian community. Specifically, I mean, from the Emmys to the border. Where you want to start? Where would you feel comfortable bringing the violence that they brought to us?
I would start with the border.
It was a lasso for me. It was a lasso and the horse
lasso
for
and
me.
The whips. Yeah,
the lasso, the whip, and the horse for me.
I saw somebody comment on one of these posts, and they were like, What year is it right now?
So
are we in 1801 or are we in 2021?
Let's for the audience who may not know what we're talking about, let's speak about that.
So if you don't know, over the weekend photos broke of the US border that's by Mexico where they were talking about
Texas, Mexico.
Yes, Texas, Mexico, the Texas Mexico border.
Tex-Mex.
Where they were talking about how US Border Patrol was out there on horses rounding up Haitians who had crossed this treacherous terrain to come into the country because obviously Haiti has been going through so much in the last couple of months, weeks even.
This year.
So hundreds of people had crossed over. It looked like
thousands.
Yeah, it looked like thousands even had crossed over into Texas, and the Border Patrol was rounding them up, trying to deport them back. I thought I saw something where they said they had like 2 or 3 planes left Texas, deporting people right back to Haiti with a bunch of the people who had crossed over in that way. But
so the biggest mass deportation ever.
I believe it. I believe it. But the thing about it, the pictures that are surfacing are of the Border Patrol on these horses with whips, like literally rounding them up, like it's
like they getting cattle,
like it's 1800s. It's screaming slavery for me.
So they're saying nearly 15,000 border crossers have arrived. 15,000. That's the number. 15,000. So news cameras and photographers recorded scenes Sunday along the Rio Grande where horse-mounted Border Patrol agents attempted to grab migrants and use their animals to push them back towards Mexico.
Cattle.
One agent is heard on video shouting an obscenity as a child jumps out of the horse's path.
See, I feel sorry for those people, for the people that was on the horse, their families, because whatever karma, I know it's your job, but that karma that's gonna come back to you, and it might not hit you, baby. It might hit
I've
your
already
wife.
seen
It might
posts
hit
where
your
people
kids. It might
are
hit
asking
somebody.
for people's names. The
They're
names
gonna
of the
find
what you
it.
call it. They're
Let
like,
me
tell me this person's name, tell me that person's name,
gonna
tell me
find
this
it.
person's name, tell me that person's name. And to the nice Trini's point, he said, "Why are you guys surprised?" There have been times where some Black people have said that they don't have any thoughts about, you know, what's happening at the border when it had to do with Mexican migrants.
Yeah.
And now the people who are at the border look more like you, and now people are more invigorated to understand what's going on. I would see, this is why we have to make special time to have conversation about some of this stuff. This disconnect, I believe, between those who are born back home and those who are born here, because you would even hear some people who are of West Indian descent who would strongly be like, that's none of my business, or would be siding with the other side. Now the people who are getting treated this way at the border are people from our countries. We don't typically come that way, but now there's a 15,000
Yeah, 15,000.
coming from this side, and this is how they being treated. And I think that's what people are so like up in arms
Irate
about.
about.
I've not seen any photos of them rounding up Mexican people like that. I've not.
So
I haven't. I'm not saying that it hasn't happened, but I have not
that's
seen
not
those
something that
photos.
has hit the media in
But
that capacity.
I think a lot of what these guys are doing right now is part of the indoctrination from the Trump regime. I'm not saying Biden is not responsible. At the end of the day, you're the man in charge now.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're the man in charge. That's it.
But remember, during the Trump era, racists got to be themselves. And apparently some of them didn't go back inside the gas. They stayed out the bottle.
Absolutely.
Because-
Especially when you talk about border control.
Yeah. Oh, they were.
They became vicious.
Yeah.
Of course,
Extra vicious.
especially when it comes to building that wall.
Extra vicious. So hopefully they get this thing situated. And to the nice Trini's point, like, are we surprised? Every time something comes out, how are we surprised?
Hell no.
And Alduin said, border for any country should be about papers, not race. And even with that, somebody posted maybe right before the weekend, which is so crazy that this posted right before all these photos came out. But this person posted, I think it was for their Polish grandmother, their papers when they came through Ellis Island, and the papers, it was their immigration papers that they were able to use, and they listed her as a stowaway.
Yeah.
This was how people always came into the U.S. And it changed to, oh no, you have to come the right way.
But
After
this is how the U.S. but all
right
the
people came.
Go ahead.
the clear people came through. I wonder, and this is why I always say, because even through the Trump regime, his wife obviously
Right.
didn't know nothing about United States when she was a little kid.
Yeah. Barely could speak English when
She
she
still
first came
can't
here.
speak English. Let's be certain. Okay?
Okay.
She did all of that. You got her mother. I think it's her mother. Her mother got papers through the Trump era.
Yeah.
And it's just
parents
like,
her mother and father.
Yeah,
Yeah,
her
her parents.
parents.
Both her
and my
parents.
thing is, it's okay if clear people do it. You could just come over here however you feel like it. And because you have a European or more white descent, that it's okay that you can just...
Yeah, there's going to be much more
Border Patrol,
push
Schmorder
for
Patrol.
those who are from European countries for them to come. They come in waves just the same way, and they stay and they overstay their visas. But you more so hear about people who come from Black and brown countries that so-called like sneak into the country and don't do it the right way. Whereas you have people from all countries who do it. And the face is the same thing like with welfare. They picture the welfare queen as this Black woman who has all these kids, but the people who use welfare the most are white people. White people use it way more. The welfare queen is actually a white woman. It's not a Black woman. Even when you talk about affirmative action,
person
same
that's
thing.
on welfare, you can just slide in my DMs and let me know
Lord
how
have
do you
mercy.
go
Here
about
she
doing
go.
it. I'm on food stamps. What is you saying?
I want food stamps too.
Thank you, God, for whispering in the public school system ears and sending out, the little food stamp cards for the kids since the pandemic. Shout out to y'all, whoever y'all
Oh,
are.
I didn't know they were doing that.
They
did
sure
that.
did.
Yeah.
They sure did.
They took
And
my daughter back off. She went on, and then they took her off pretty quickly. I need to figure out how to get her back on.
Baby,
Get
when
her
I
back
tell
on.
you, I called in the number. I said, doo-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo-doo-doo, ba-doo-doo. your balance is, and I said, oh, we about to
So
eat
that you
great.
guys can get food to be at home. Well, that makes
You
sense.
could buy food, yeah.
Because more often than not, they're not doing things because they can't. If they stop it, it's going to hurt something else.
Yeah, no.
Like, we can't have kids stay home, because if kids stay home, how are they going to eat? Why do we have kids in a developed country, in a developed city such as ours, that can't find food?
So-
You know
Like,
what's
how does
crazy?
that make
Because even
sense?
my son's school, was open all through the pandemic,
Just for people to
and
go pick up
just
food.
Let me
Yes.
just jump on this comment from Miss Kiki. She said, let's not act like Biden isn't a racist also.
girl, say it with your chest.
Yeah, but there are levels to this racism, right? There's levels.
I don't know if I would say Biden is racist, but
He has had racist
and he
episodes.
and he has also fought extremely hard for it, even before he was vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was someone who was very, very much involved in the Clarence Thomas what's this girl
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
So
And
he's also,
whatever.
that's what I said. Do I believe that there are lots of white people who operate within that system, sometimes unknowingly and sometimes very knowingly, and they lean in? Absolutely. Do I believe that Biden is racist and Trump is racist as far as I'm concerned?
Yes. So that's the
Put a stamp in the book. That's
yeah,
you know
the
that.
tip. That's the
But I
tip of
think
the
all
spear.
white people operate in that system, and they all have racist tendencies because it's
A privilege they didn't know that they had, that they experienced life and just maneuver throughout
it's
the
literally
world.
naturally how they walk around.
Yeah.
And that's just by nature of how things are here in this country.
Mr. Contrarian Nate says more white people on welfare maybe because there are more white people than black people than the white population, which is obvious. There are more white people in America, so it's possible. But let's do it on you said on a per capita, but I'm gonna do it on a per the population versus total population, and I'll look those numbers up.
Howabag.
I don't know those numbers off my head, but I'll look it up, because if you go on a per capita basis, obviously there'll be more blacks because we don't make more money, right?
Yeah, so then it goes back to another systematic structure
right.
that is, so it's not just because, which is again the trope that they kind of put up, the stereotype is that, oh, they're on welfare because all they do is have babies all day and they don't get they don't go out and they don't go work. All they want to do is live off the system. Same thing with affirmative action. You know who is the people who benefit the most from affirmative action? White women, not black people. White women.
So again, Nate Contrarian says, I hate when blacks act like we don't have a problem. I don't
Who
know.
said that black people don't have a problem?
So I don't know when we said
You know
that
what
this
it is?
morning.
You know what it is too? And I've noticed people who reside and grew up in
Anita
Canada.
Hill, thank you. You won it. Thank
Yeah.
you. I was gonna say
Have-
Anita something.
yeah.
yeah. He's very, 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 very vocal
Not
during that
Anita
time.
Beaker.
I know. I really was like, I know her name is Anita. Sorry.
I feel like they have a different ideology when it comes to race, racism, when it comes to certain political agendas within the United States. They
Yeah.
have a different, because I don't think it's something that they deal
face
with
every day.
in Canada. And I'm just saying this based on family members that live in Canada. I don't think those are direct issues that they deal with on a day-to-day basis compared to United States.
Yeah, Miss Kiki, to you, I agree with that. Biden definitely has had racist episodes. And he might be a racist internally, but for political expediency, let's say right now, he's not displaying his full arsenal of racist behavior. And we can say what we want about whether he's internally racist, but the messaging from the top makes a difference.
Absolutely.
And for Trump, the things he was saying and putting out there, people were more overt with their racist behavior and their tendencies. With Biden, it's not as, I'm not saying that the problem went away. It still exists, but
Absolutely.
it's a little less dangerous for you to walk out there right now with somebody randomly. Like, I don't think you'll get Charlottesville under Biden because he will condemn it from the top.
Right.
I'm not speaking about his history. I'm just telling you what he's doing right now.
And
right?
again, like I am talking about his pre-Obama days.
Yeah.
He's been in office a very
very
long time. He has a
Yeah.
very long history, and
Yeah.
it's all not going in one direction.
Yeah.
I feel like he's somebody who straddles the fence, and for political reasons, very much so. He is very open now, especially as he has walked his way into the presidency, to make sure that he's condemning certain things, and I think that is exactly what should be happening. But I still recognize that even before he was vice president, he did some things that were on one side, and he definitely did some things that was on the other side. That's why I'm like,
I'm just happy it's not Trump in there.
Absolutely. I see that.
I'm confused.
Sorry, I was trying to remember who said it, but the comments went up. But they were talking about how we shouldn't mention race and that we're all human, and that is great. I think I think we should.
That's a pipe dream.
Yeah, but I think that's a fantasy, that world that we cannot live in. We can't sit here and say
we are different.
There's
When people
too
say
many systematic structures in place.
I don't see
for us
color.
to say that we can't mention, because it very much permeates. It very, very much permeates the system
and
that we live in.
There's no problem in highlighting our differences.
Yeah.
The thing that we have to remember is that we have to treat each other the same way. But we can be different, right? You can put 10 black people in a room and all 10 black people are different. And we will point out the difference. I'll say, hey, you're talking a little different. Hey, you got a big head. Hey, you have big eyes. That's just how we function as humans. We see differences. We embrace. Hey, I notice you do this thing that way. The thing we have to remember at the end of the day is that we are all equal as humans. Whether you're taller than I, put 10 black people in a room. Everybody's gonna figure out, hey, this guy is really tall. This guy is really short. This one got a big foot. Physically on the outside, we'll look at those things and what makes us different and what makes us stand apart. Is when we start putting in the ideology that whatever physical or outgoing differences that we can see make somebody superior than the
or
other.
Inferior,
That's the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Even if everybody was the same color, we would say, all right, all the tall people go to this side, all the short people go to that side.
Which is what happens even amongst white people.
Well,
so
how about
it's not about
hey,
to
what do
say
you do
that
for
we
a
shouldn't
living?
do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Because people measuring how much they should respect you. Again, it's not about saying that to the original point that was there, that we're saying that black people, there aren't things that need to fix. Nobody said that. That didn't come out of anybody's mouth except for from in the other space. But at the end of the day, we're saying that there are stereotypes that highlight black people as these are the people who are doing these things, and that's not necessarily the truth.
Right.
The truth is that the people who utilize these things and oftentimes are taking advantage of these things are not people who are black or who look anything like us.
Correct.
And so that's what we're highlighting, not highlighting that the black population doesn't have some things that they need to work on. Every population has stuff that they need to work on, every single one. And I think that's what needs to be highlighted. And I don't think it necessarily boils down to culture, because within black people, there are many cultures.
Yes.
We can't just keep saying black people are a monolith when it's helpful to us, and then being like all black people, because I saw somebody saying in a comment, somebody, you're not black if nobody can tell me that I'm black or not black if I don't do or do not do something. Like, I'm black regardless. I'm black in spite of.
And it's going to get more confusing as the world gets smaller, right?
Absolutely.
Because now you have all these intercoupling and, I heard a story about this black mom had a white baby, right? And every time she took the kid to the park, they thought she was a nanny.
Yep.
That happened to my sister.
And that happens to my best friend from
my
high school.
sister. She came home. So me and my dad used to go home every year. So we went home, and this time my sister, she just had her baby, was maybe a year. And if you see my sister is chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay. And her daughter is see-through.
Yeah.
See-through. Well, at the time she had like barely any hair, but what was there is straight. And everybody's like, oh, this is a very nice child. Who child you thief? Who are you babysitting? And it's just like, no, it's my child. Yeah. But how she look like that and she don't look like you? Like, first of all, mind your damn business.
So we have a few comments here, right? Not all black people might see themselves as even being black. That's the nice Trini says that.
Absolutely true.
I'll doing it or I doing it. I think doing it first is what he's trying to say. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yo, I was gonna say what. Thank you for seeing that.
Aldi. We just gonna stick
Good
to Aldi.
job. Yeah. I like the name. Now that we figured it out.
He says not all white people have same culture. Same for Asian and black. True.
Yep.
I think Holly Bag is trying to get something, and I'm not trying to.
I know. I was trying to scroll back up to go back to the original comment. So we're hearing second This is about something else. Second dose immunization is heart attack prone. That's what they were saying.
Oh,
I said, wow.
That's the first thing that they had said, and then they were.
so
going
Miss
on
Kiki
from
said,
there.
I'm definitely not a trumpet, but definitely not a Biden. He's part of the reason that the education I got is no longer an option for children now. Biden
I
has a
expected
pass.
his wife to do more in that realm because that's her alley.
Biden definitely has a pass. I'm not putting any halo over Biden as
Yeah. And that's the thing. One thing that I try to remind people all the time is that, especially when people come to me to sit in the office, I always say, like, it's important for you to be self-aware, and not just self-aware of your good parts, but of your bad and your ugly parts too, because there's no person, in my opinion, that is all good, all bad. We're
Right.
all complex individuals that are made up of all these different things. And that's one thing I loved about Scandal. You might watch one episode where the person who's wearing the white hat is doing this. Like, Kerry Washington's character did horrible things, but we lauded her as the hero. She did horrible things, and she also did amazing things. Depending upon what the intent and the reason is, you don't know why people are doing certain things, and they can still do something really, really bad. At the end of the day, though, I'm not for Trump. I'm not for Biden. I'm not for Republicans. I'm not for Democrats. I'm for issues. And that's how most people should be going to the polls, how they should be listening to the politicians that they're thinking about voting for or thinking about supporting, because at the end of the day, it's actually the issues that you should be looking at. And you may look at the issues and then find yourself in a space where you're like, so it looks like I'm a...
Yeah.
You'll be very surprised to see what you actually fall under when you're talking about the issues.
So Nate says, I identify myself as Afro-West Indian. The nice Trini says, see me as human first, then you can figure out what race you want me to be.
I don't allow anybody to label me.
As much as, like, that's uncomfortable, right? This whole issue of, like, yeah, I don't see race. We are humans. We see those things.
Absolutely.
We see differences. We identify differences.
And I don't think that has to be a bad thing.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't
Just to
have-
note
or-
that somebody is different doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Or a negative thing.
Yeah.
The problem becomes is when we try to classify who's superior over
Right.
another based on those differences.
And we create laws and statutes surrounding that thing, which is that's why I say, like, though we would love to be like, oh, we're all human, da da da. If I put my house up for sale today, with the pictures of all my black family members and black self on all of the walls, I'm going to get less money.
For it.
It's going to be appraised for far less than what it's actually worth, simply because I'm black. That is something that, whether I want to say I'm black or not, is going to happen.
Right. Yep.
It's happened time and time again. The fact that I could only buy a home in certain areas where they wouldn't show me homes in other areas, again, even if I don't want to say that I'm black, these things are very, very real, and so we have to be mindful of saying, like, oh, well, those things don't matter. They do matter because they affect our everyday life.
So I have a friend. Well, I won't even say a friend.
Dang, you don't even call them a friend. An acquaintance? Can they be an acquaintance?
Yeah.
A person that I know.
One of my ex-school buddies, because we have a group chat, right? My graduating high school class have a group chat. He's Muslim. He grew up in Grenada, but his family, I think, is from India or from one of the Middle Eastern countries. I'm not too sure. They did pretty well for themselves. Own a couple of businesses, etc., etc. Very good guy. He's one of those that I've had the argument with. He doesn't see race. Race is a human construct. We're all humans. We have the same DNA. Blah 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 blah.
We don't have the same DNA.
If we get rid of that racial construct, a lot of our problems will go away. But that's a vacuum that will never happen, right? We will see differences, whether you choose to call it race, whether you choose to call it something. Differences exist between us. The problem,
and within us.
And the problem is when we choose to use those differences to grade people on the respect you should give them, how you should treat them, and even if we remove race, we do it like you said, by money, how much money that person have, the type of job they have, the type of car they have. Once those eyes can see those things and take it in, we use those things to measure people.
Absolutely.
The problem is when we start giving people different levels of respect. So I'm not one of those that, I don't see color, and if race didn't exist, race is just a social construct. You know what else is a social construct? Government.
Facts.
Right? That's a social construct.
And just like race, you can feel the consequences of that social construct
exactly.
deeply. That's the beginning and end of it. It's like, though we would love to be like, you don't see race or this is that and third, you can still feel the consequences of those things. Like even when we were gonna bring up the Emmys. When you talk about the Emmys, so with the Emmys, you had unprecedented numbers of Black nominees and no Black winners.
Yeah, let's
Like
switch to
when
that.
you think about that, like
That
so
shit
some
was
people are like,
dumb.
oh well, why do we care if white people recognize us and this is that and a third? These things are translated into roles.
Right.
These things are translated into money for artists to be able to create more spaces where people who look like us can be able to be highlighted. And so, yeah, absolutely, we should be able to have, and we do have our own award shows. Do you support? And we do have all these other spaces where we can be able to highlight Black faces by Black people, like the NAACP Image Awards. They do their award show every year, but having an NAACP Image Award versus having an Oscar or Emmy is
doesn't
hundreds
equate.
of thousands of dollars in between, and meaning how much that artist can be able to ask for roles or the different opportunities they have outside of their field to be able to show themselves and kind of like put themselves out there. So it does translate into things. So even though we're like, we don't care about these white people recognizing us, to an extent, we need the world to recognize us, and unfortunately,
So
the
that's-
hands right now are,
That's
hands.
what I'm about to say, because when America does something, it's considered a world standard.
Yep.
So if, like, for example, the NBA is called the World Basketball Championship, but it's only for America, right?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
World 2019 world, champs. So that recognition goes far. Whether we don't have to get it, whether we don't have to take it, we need to be in the room because we are just as good. And getting the recognition on a world stage, that makes a difference.
Yep.
That makes a big difference. So it's like we're good enough to come to be invited to the party, but you know what? Stay outside. Just look in. That's what they were telling us with what happened on Sunday. I don't know if anybody watched the what was it?
Ooh.
And I think that's another
Sorry, I was reading the comments.
What was the show Sunday night?
I don't know.
the Emmys.
Is
That
it
was the Emmys?
No, I don't think it was the Emmys on Sunday night. I don't know. I don't
Was
really
it the
watch award
Emmys?
shows.
Yeah, I thought it was the Emmys.
Yeah, so it was the Emmys.
Yeah, the Emmys is definitely were this weekend. My ooh was because Sis said yourself said, ooh, GMGT award ceremony. Hey, I like it.
yeah,
Good
it's
morning,
coming.
Juicy Lips. Hope you had an amazing birthday weekend.
Facts.
It's coming, guys. I told y'all by 2030 we're gonna have it. The Soca Grammys.
Yes.
That's gonna take us
Emmys,
some time
right
to
there.
build up. But yeah, coming 2030, the Soca Grammys.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see
I
it.
said it here first.
There it is.
Yeah, you said it here last year too.
You heard it here first and second.
Just in case, we have video footage of him saying that. So try and
we save everything. Everything is saved. Every
Facts.
single show that was ever done here is saved. We can scrub it at some point. So it's just amazing that that show nobody won. That show that was like so
Big
amazing.
Brother.
Not even Big Brother.
Which one?
From HBO.
Insecure.
Lovecraft.
No,
Lovecraft. That's right. That is right. And then what's
The
this girl,
Queen or
Michaela
whatever.
Cole, who got snubbed by the Golden Globes. She get no nominees, no nominations at all from the Golden Globes or whatever. And she wins. What is it? She's the first Black woman I think to get what is it called?
EGOT.
No, not an EGOT. She got a for writing.
Oh,
For
okay.
the
Oh, I
show
forgot.
I May
Right.
Destroy You.
Right.
And you know what's hilarious about that thing? She said that she had brought it to Netflix, and Netflix said either they pay her like $1 or $2 million, but she can't own any rights to her
she
screenplay.
said
Shit.
no.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, that's cute. All right."
Bye.
And then she did it on her own, and boom, look, she got through
So what was the story behind that? Bring me up to date.
because she
real quick.
was the first Black woman to
I've seen the show, but where's
I May
it
Destroy
streaming?
You.
on HBO. I think.
HBO.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It's I May Destroy You. It's all Black British actors, and it's basically after somebody is sexually assaulted, like all of the things that transpire afterwards, and not just in a like drama way kind of thing. But
Okay.
I've heard amazing things about it.
I
People
haven't
love
watched it yet. The nice Trini
Oh,
says
guys,
2030 and he held his head. 2030 a little bit too far for you, my brother.
Bruh, listen,
It's gonna take us some time to get there.
The only constant thing about life is change, baby. You will be all right. Cause guess what? Them same 9 years gonna pass.
Yeah, they're gonna go, man.
They
Look
gonna
at that.
pass.
Look at that. It's almost how many years since GMGT is almost going on year 2 right now.
Facts.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We got there. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick music pause. Quick. We have some more topics prepared for you guys. So we'll take a quick music break and then come back and finish the hour. We have Back in the Corner coming up at 8. Toladan is in the building also at some point this morning, I think around 8:30. He has a new project he's dropping. Shout out to the whole Ransom over there, Anika Berry, Isaiah, the whole team over there at Ransom. Big up to y'all. But we'll have Toladan in the building this morning. So guys, we'll be right back after this. Consuela, Wild and Holy Kareem, the wake up call. Best morning show in
all the land.
All right.
The Wake Up Call. Now live on the best entertainment has to offer. Good music, good times. Where the culture lives. Edgy, witty, and raw. Yep, this is the Wake Up Call.
Good morning. Listen to me. Is it that they love you or they hate you? You better check yourself. Don't go and expose your business to none of them. Protect yourself. Is it that they for you or against you? You better check yourself. Why you want to waste your energy on them? Don't go wreck yourself. Don't mind them. They only want to come around you because them see money start spend. Them is not your friend. Do you remember when? Yeah. When you needed a solid in your life, we say where was them? Them is not your friend. Say them there. Yeah. See them there. See them there. Yeah. See them there. Them there. Yeah. See them there. See them there. Yeah. See them there. We can't jump up with them. We can't wave up with them. We can't wind up with them. We can't line up with them. We can't jump up with them. We can't wave up with them. We can't wind up with them. We can't line. Them is not your friend. Them is not your friend. Them is not your friend. Well, if 6 months pass and them may call you, just check yourself. When they need a favor, they link you, protect yourself. Hey, and it's a bag of excuses, check yourself. You just wasting energy on them, don't go wreck yourself. Don't mind them. They only want to come around you because them see money start spend. Them is not your friend. Do you remember when? Yeah. When you needed a solid in your life, we say where was them? Them is not your friend. Say them there. Yeah. See them there. See them there. See them there. Them there. Yeah. See them there. See them there. Yeah. See them there. We can't jump up with them. We can't wave up with them. We can't wind up with them. We can't line up with them. We can't jump up with them. We can't wave up with them. We can't wind up with them. We can't line. Them is not your friend. 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 See them there. See them there. See them there.
The Wake Up Call. Now live on the best entertainment has to offer. Good music, good times. Where the culture lives. Edgy, witty, and raw. Yep, this is the Wake Up Call.
Good morning.
Y'all been rocking with us for a little while now. Who appreciates you? I do. Consuelo does. Kareem does. We appreciate you. From early morning, Olia was here.
Let's go into some violence real quick.
You love a violence.
Let's go into it.
Why does he love violence so much? Go ahead, go. What?
So there's a question that came up across social media here, and I find it very interesting. It says, if you're having oral sex without a condom on, why are you choosing to have sex with a condom?
And just for some context, this came up, I don't know what event this was, but there was an event where a young lady stood up to discuss this particular point, and this is what she had to say. She had to say that point, like, what is the point in having sex, oral sex without a condom, and to have sex with a condom? And she was booed. And what, they called her something. They called her toxic.
Really?
Yes, they booed her and called her toxic.
They sure did boo the shit out of her.
No. I couldn't.
And called her toxic as hell.
Toxic. I don't understand the toxic part.
Because people like to call toxic anything. Everything is toxic now.
Anything they don't agree with is toxic.
Yes. What? You want joint bank accounts? Toxic.
You want better for yourself? Toxic. You asking for more pay even though you have more experience in the field? Toxic.
So apparently this young lady is toxic because she thinks that you should utilize the condoms that are available to you, because there are male and female condoms, if you are doing oral sex. What do you guys think? Would you have booed her if you were in the audience at this event? Let us know in the comments. Of course, I'm going to ask my co-host here. I know how I feel, but I'm going to let you guys go first because I'm a lady.
And I'm a man.
So,
what do you believe?
This lady makes sense.
Okay.
She absolutely makes sense. I don't think she's toxic. I can understand why she got booed.
Why did she get booed?
Because some people are like, yo, why are you trying to kill our vibe? Because head with a condom on is way different from head without a condom. So if you give me a choice, I'm taking the head without the condom. But
y'all gonna make me send my soul today.
Are you saying that you would boo her too?
Yeah, I don't understand why she got booed. But I fully agree with what she says. That's the only way it makes sense. Why are you protecting yourself that way and then you putting your mouth on that? It makes no sense. Unless the only reason why you're using a condom is to prevent pregnancy. Then that's different from preventing an STD.
And that's the thing. I think a lot of times people don't understand the difference. Well, intellectually they understand the difference, but when they're doing people are doing all this stuff to make sure that they don't get pregnant, but they do all this stuff that can clearly give them an STI. Yeah.
STD, forget the I.
You
want it. Just go straight deep.
You want it says. She says she has a good point, and that no one wants to hear the truth.
I think that's a little part of it.
Yep, absolutely.
It's like, oh my God, you mean I was putting myself in risk all this time?
Yes.
I thought I couldn't get AIDS in my mouth.
Listen, oh my God. I think somebody had screamed, "You want to get herpes?" Da, 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 da. I mean, it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. Who posted it? I think it was Spiritual World posted it. Maybe we could repost it on our social media so you guys can hear the snippet of the conversation. But I agree too. I feel like there's so many people, and that's another thing. Sometimes people think of oral sex as not actual sex, but again, I think it's because of the fact of people saying, oh, well, I can't get pregnant doing that. So they can do this, but they can't do that. But it's like, you can still get sick. You can still get
I think 90% of
viruses,
the guys that wear a condom is not worried about an STD. It's like, I don't want to knock her up.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking about. Yeah. For the most part, that's what people are thinking about. And I tell you, like, this is one of the reasons why I be saying, like, you don't got to fall into bed with every single person that come across your path. Because I ain't going to front. I have not used condom for all of the things, but majority of the people that I'm in relationship with, that I'm having the sexual intercourse, they are people that I'm like, I'm with this person. I don't have no problem telling people, so we can go to the clinic and get everything checked out before I even do that. But then these are people that I'm usually in relationship with. It's not somebody who I don't know. So then there's that. I remember the one conversation that I had with somebody who cheated on me. They tried to convince me that the person that they cheated on with for the used condom that I found, that it was through oral sex. And I was like, you want me to believe that you used the condom for oral sex?
Because yakunu mark across the
right
face.
There on the forehead.
Yeah.
So I was like, you want me to believe the person who's been with you for X amount of time that
know what you like.
Yes. You use the condom for oral sex, and that's what this is.
So you know the lesson you just taught that man? Next time, don't use a condom.
But he didn't use a condom the first time. He's a lie, a damn lie. But it's like at the end of the day, you have to keep yourself safe. And I don't understand where people say, oh, well, I can do this for this, but I won't do this for this. Again, I think it always boils down to, I just don't want to get this person pregnant. They can hide an STD.
My friend's brother and friends caught an STD from a girl that gave them oral only. So your brother didn't take? Your brother was the only person that didn't get? you wanted your friend's brother and his friends, but your brother didn't get in there too?
He sure did.
Her brother wasn't even there.
He just heard from the others that
No,
they got
it's
an
the
STD.
friend's brother. So if Consuela's my friend, Consuela's brother.
She said her friend's brother and friends.
Yeah, but
She said all of them. No, her brother is part of
All
it
of
too.
them.
like, what did she
That's why
do?
I need
Just
to wrap it
she
up,
only
people.
sniffed the balls? That's what happened? I cannot. Wait,
So
what?
coming back to her point,
Yeah, I don't know nothing about no. I don't know nothing about no condom and what you supposed to use that for. And as a married woman, God said, be fruitful, okay,
Multiply.
and multiply. So you're just getting a lot of practice. I don't know shit.
I know
about
you
shit.
ain't multiplying yet.
But we practice it.
You get enough practice. You get enough practice.
Listen, I like my life and I like the way it is.
Yeah.
I have a self-sufficient 10-year-old child.
See, this is why you got to get it done before they get that old.
And I'm going to drop it right back by you.
I got to find a partner first.
But I'm going to drop, you want me to, I'm going to drop my, both of y'all.
Listen, once
Both of y'all.
Once I find future bae, I'm all for it. Like, yo, let's hurry up. I'm hoping to get multiples,
don't
2 and 3.
Don't
Why?
use Bay and Future in the same sentence.
Why?
Future is like the most toxic
Oh,
person.
man, okay, fine. Not Future the musician. Once I meet husband, then yeah, we could get it on a pop.
Just
We
be
could
like,
do lots of practicing, and we can make some of these babies.
But I just like when it comes to oral, I'm thinking like if somebody said, you have to put saran wrap before I can give you any type of.
There's female condoms that you can be able to use for. If
I don't
you would
even
like
know how to
oral
use a regular
yourself.
condom. I'm gonna use that. Remember, I'm Virgin
Lord have
Mary.
mercy.
So, true.
Listen, you catch.
I think. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what Sis Sage yourself said. She said we see coworkers war report during stressful times on the job, joking but not, mad sores around their mouth.
Is that bum bump?
Yup. Or the non-bum bump, the sex bumps.
All right, it's getting uncomfortable in here.
Is it really? Is it?
Listen.
So
Speak the truth, shame the devil.
which man in here is refusing oral if a girl tells you have to put on a condom?
Dental damn head. Wait,
No,
what?
thank you.
What?
That's exactly the female condom.
That's the name of it.
But why would I want
Dental
to? Why would I?
stretchy material. You just put it right over.
Yeah, it's like a saran wrap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Much thicker though.
Never heard of it.
But
I actually have gotten with a condom on. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it was one of the flavored ones.
I'm sorry.
So she made it fun.
She might as well just put fruit roll-ups. Why you put an actual if you want
Because
fruit?
you're supposed to be preventing.
It is
STD.
preventing. It got fruit.
Don't say none of this stuff at your job when somebody comes into the pharmacy.
It's like, hey,
Don't
listen,
say none of this.
Listen, don't use a condom. Fruit
First
roll-ups
of
work
all,
better.
you
Trust
know all
me.
them clear people, all they have is bum bumps on their mouth. They always got bum bumps.
Listen.
So they always want the bum bump cream or the little whatever ointment to put on they. Ooh, Jesus, I marked myself. But yeah,
Oh Lord.
I
Here
just
we
want to
go.
be like them when they 70, 80 years old and they coming up for their D-rises so they can have sex. That's my goal.
Let them live their life, yo.
So Gigi says that is more intimate than sex because it's in your mouth.
A lot of people believe that.
But I think that's a bigger bridge to cross for me for to give somebody head versus like you putting your mouth in
But
places.
You know what's
other
so
things
interesting though? When I got to college, undergrad, it was so interesting for us to notice that the white girls, they would go down on somebody without hesitation, because for them they were like, oh, this makes more sense. If I have sex with this person, I'm more likely to get pregnant, or this is that and the third. Versus the black girls being like, I'm more likely to have sex with somebody than I am to give them head, because it's more intimate. I don't want to put myself in this space. Blah,
It is
blah, blah,
intimate.
blah.
It's intimate as hell.
I think there's so many things that are in. I think kissing can be extremely intimate.
Yeah, it can be. That's again
having
putting your mouth in
whole,
somebody's mouth.
Hello, but
That's
no,
very
no,
intimate.
but having your whole itty bits all up in here,
Itty
all
bits?
up in here.
Why would you want
that's
anybody's
intimate.
itty bits? I don't want nobody who got
Well,
itty bits.
listen. I was just trying to be respectful and stop calling stuff by its. I don't want no penis down my throat if I'm not in
Good morning, R. Charles.
a kind of relationship with you. Okay, I'm not just gonna be giving throat to anybody.
Nate say he ain't licking anything.
You can tell.
Listen, whoever's with you, I hope they're satisfied by that. I've seen people post on social media, and I agree.
Yeah, if that's not there, there's no relationship.
Oh, side note, all those cold sores is a type of herpes.
It
Sorry
is.
to tell you.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter even if
most
it's
of
not
those are
sexual
cold
contact.
sores and not necessarily from sexual contact.
Yeah.
That's what she's responding to.
Yeah. And there's one type that almost everyone has. What is it? There's simplex
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
So which one is the one that's the bad one?
I don't know.
Well, they're not both good, but there's one. No, like 90% of the population has one of those simplexes.
I believe you.
Yeah,
Shit,
you're not
'cause
that
y'all out
90%.
there
I'm gonna be
what's
honest.
this
I
thing
have
called?
never
Sharing
no. I've never experienced any type of breakout in that because
I've never experienced any type of breakup, but I have one of them. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice for you.
Yeah, the
y'all,
simplex.
y'all in the comments are having me crack up right now. Miss Kiki, so you said no one is surprised, Nate.
No one is surprised. Like, yeah. 90% of the population have one of the simplexes.
Probably the one for the cold sore.
Yeah, the one for the
because
cold
literally
sore,
you could not have sex with somebody and share what's that thing called?
The mucus, the membrane, that mucal. I'm just that the
right. So
Yes,
Paris said type 2 is the genital, type 1 is the cold sore. So 90% of the population has type 1. Whether you have a breakout or not, that is
great for whoever.
You probably have it right now. Check your last blood work.
I did. Matter of fact, I went so far as to have them send it to me
Don't let
and
people kiss
let
your
my
babies.
pharmacist look at it like everything's all right. I mean, I know it says so, but it was
Yeah,
okay.
it usually says it, and they don't even speak about it. Because when my doctor told me that, I'm like, "What you mean I got herpes?" He's like, "Yeah, that's been on your blood work since you first came here like 10 years ago."
He's like,
I'm like,
yeah,
"What?"
no.
Yeah, but,
Sharing lip balm with people. That's what it is. But y'all getting a little too spicy. We must go to break. It's after 8:00. And I tell the man as this was gonna happen, you know. I tell him. The man, you don't listen, you know.
They absolutely did.
You don't listen.
Let me take this quick pause. We just take the quick pause, come right back.
Pause for a quart.
All right, we'll
Says
be right
type
back.
1 lives in everyone. Paris says it's dominant.
No, I know. I'm just being an a-hole.
Goodbye.
The Wake Up Call. Now live on the best entertainment has to offer. Good music, good times. This is the Culture Lives.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey guys. I don't understand why people share lip balm either. But I think people who are in the same family,
I was about to say
they do. Sometimes.
If my mama got lip balm and my lips is dry as hell, guess what the hell I'm doing? I'm gonna go dig in her bag to get that lip balm. Okay.
I keep Vaseline everywhere. I keep it in my bag.
I got the
in all of
Aquaphor
my
ointment.
different
I got the
bags.
Blistex. I
Keep
got
it
the
on each floor
Blistex
in
where
the
you roll it,
house.
put it on like lips. I got
prefer
options. Aquaphor ointment.
I like the Vaseline.
Vaseline is too thin. It's too thin. I don't like it. I've never used Vaseline on my skin like ever.
Oh no, I don't use it on my skin. But I use it on my
Any
just
part
on
of
my
this goddess
I
vessel.
use it on my lips.
I tried. Didn't like it. It's too.
Gigi said, "Listen, lip balm peanuts. It's just too much. She don't want to share nothing. Nothing. I hear you, girl.
Heavy
Don't
on
share
the
them
penis.
penises. Don't share them penises. But you know what you can share? Some love for the Bacchanal Corner. It's time.
Yo, how did we get here?
Who was? Would you like to read?
I don't got my workstation.
Oh.
That's the only thing. Baby.
I'm just pulling up the first one, so I don't know what the first one
No,
is.
you need to put the one that you just dropped the other day and you dipped out.
It is the first one that's
you
on here,
see?
which is interesting because, see, I'll be having a pulse on what the people want to hear about. I can't help it. You know what I mean? And so I'll put this in our chat for the wake-up call. Like, hey guys, I think this would be a great one to discuss.
And she dipped.
And
She
then,
dipped you out.
no, I just post. Sometimes I'll be scrolling and I'll see stuff and I'll be like, oh my God, do you see this? Do you see this? So I saw this
Disappeared for
one
hours.
place, and then next thing I know, the rest of the weekend, this same story's blowing up all across social media.
Yeah, this one blew up.
It went viral.
2 other people sent that to me and say, hey, you guys might want to discuss this. And I was like, yeah, it's already.
That's what I'm saying. I be pulling this stuff and then things be going viral. This is why we gotta post it before. We should just post it on our social media because then we could be a part of the viral nation. But you may have heard this one, okay? Question. My husband is mourning his dead mistress. 3 months ago, the woman who was having an affair with my husband died suddenly from an accident. I found out about the affair only 2 days after her funeral. I thought she was simply a co-worker, and I was wondering why my husband was so disturbed and emotional. He quit his job, saying it was too traumatic to go to work. She was in the early weeks of pregnancy when she died, and my husband doesn't know whether he or her husband was the father. So on top of everything, he's also grieving for a baby which may or may not have been his.
Wow.
I find it extremely difficult to be emotionally supportive when he wakes up at 3 a.m. crying and trembling. Wow. Yet, I don't have the heart to yell at him like I want to. He says she's dead, so there's no reason for me to feel jealous or threatened, and asks for my understanding as he grieves. We've barely talked these last weeks because I don't know how to respond to my husband when he cries and says he misses her and wishes that she were here. Then also how much he loves me and that he never intended to leave me. I asked him to visit a marriage therapist together, and he said he's not ready to work on our marriage, and he thinks he needs to see a grief therapist instead. Do I need to give him time to mourn the loss of his mistress, or should I demand he focus on our marriage? Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Sade. What say ye? And like I said, this has since gone viral since I shared this with the Wake Up Call team a couple of days ago. And so lots of people have weighed in. So many different people with huge social media platforms have weighed in about this particular subject. And it's interesting when you go through the comments. That's what I'll say. It's interesting when you go through the comments. I see Denise Trini. Good morning, Chinatown. Denise Trini said, there's no way this marriage can continue unless she still wants him, like she said.
So what I had shared was grief is a very intricate process. And I understand that he's trying to save face, in a sense, in front of his wife. But everybody who's dealt with grief knows that there's some days that I got this. I could take over the world. I'm good. And then the next day you see the color green and you just bust out, oh my God. And it's just like a wave of emotion. What I said was he needs to take about 6 months away from the relationship to sit with himself, understand what it is that he's done to his family, understand the process of grieving and grieving to an extent where he can function back in society, because he's at a standstill and he's just stuck in the moment. I think he does need to see a grief counselor to help him through that whole wave. And if the wife still is interested and says, okay, I want to work on this, then so be it. But if not, they could definitely split. But I think he definitely needs time to himself.
I just want to know where I could find one like her.
I said, wow.
I need one. I need somebody as understanding as her. You know, they sell more
You
of
ain't
those
gonna
in the
find
store.
her over here. You ain't gonna find her over here.
I just need somebody with that type of understanding in my life.
I see in the comments, I'm seeing a wave of new husband, move along, time to say goodbye from Jackie, from Miss Kiki to you. Even the nice Trini.
But are y'all
he will
speaking-
suffer now and more with his wife as they try whatever they try. Send him to hell with her so they can be happy together.
See, but people need to understand that. Like, are y'all coming from hurt? Are y'all coming from like past relationship hurt that y'all bring into the situation? Because yes, it's a messed up situation. We already put the stamp in the book, and that's that. But at the same time, it's just like people don't wake up today, especially when they've been in a. From my understanding, let me just put it out there, that if someone cheats, it's a compilation of things. It's not just because like, ooh, look at new vagina. Let's go try that and see how
Sometimes
that
it's
goes.
that simple.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It is,
a
but
spectrum.
it is. But I'm saying in the sense that he has a relationship to the point where he does not even know if this baby that she was carrying is his. That doesn't mean that's not like a fling that they had and it was just like the office. Oh, we're gonna have a. He wouldn't feel so heartbroken if there weren't more feelings involved.
He wouldn't feel so heartbroken if he didn't cheat.
Factual information, but the facts is he did, and here they are, and she passed.
Right. But I think what is being highlighted right now is his grief. She's grieving too, the marriage that she thought she had. So
Facts.
everybody is grieving.
Facts.
So
That's what I said.
don't
Grief
think
is an
that
intricate process.
There's any. So okay, I have my own opinions about things. I'm also a therapist.
Okay, so speak
right?
from.
And so, good morning, Army guy. And so I can understand from one side, this is to your point of you need to allow people time to grieve, this, that, and a third. But I also feel as though as a therapist, I'm like the same way that people could go to individual and couples therapy at the same time. He could go see a grief counselor and go see somebody for this. The fact that he's putting the burden of his grief on his wife to console him is absolutely not okay. And as if they had came to me as a couple, I would express that because that's not what the space should be for. It shouldn't be for her to give understanding because again, she's grieving as well. The relationship, their relationship is what it needs to be worked on. This person who has passed away, he needs to deal with that. He absolutely does. He should figure out a way to go to someone who can help him to deal with all of the things that are coming with that. But he shouldn't be expecting his wife to console him. And he shouldn't be putting her in a position to have to do that. And that's kind of why I feel like she should be like, figure out what she wants. If she would like to leave, I think she should.
Well, as I said,
leave.
they both need that 6 months for each other. He definitely needs to go see a grief counselor. And in that meantime, if they want to come back and say, okay, we can work on the marriage, then that'd be it. But in the meantime, I don't think she should be stand still and like, okay, any day now, he's going to come back home. He's going to come back home to me any day now. No, I don't believe that.
So let me just run through some of the comments here.
You should have highlighted more. You only had highlighted like one.
Yeah, I highlighted like 4. So Gigi said send him to hell so they can be happy together. Miss Kiki says, move along, ninja, move along. Leave him, go grieve. Let him grieve in peace by himself. Jackie says, time to say goodbye to him. Doing first says, I like how correct move was to ask the internet. Everybody asks the internet right now.
Yeah.
So Gigi said he has no right to grieve around his wife. That is sick ass behavior. I don't understand where else would he grieve. Is he supposed to grieve outside until he comes back home?
Well, that's
but it's like I think it's kind of like putting that on her to console him more so. Like you're grieving around her for her to, because she's like, oh, I don't know, I can't. She can't grieve.
So Shadi
like,
says,
I can't even be upset.
Shadi says, I don't give a f about him and his grief. Grieve by yourself or with the counselor about losing her and about losing me, because the f I look like. I know a lot of women are saying that. When y'all are in that situation, it definitely plays
it's a
out
different situation.
So Sis says a question here that I think we can jump in a little bit. But what's up with married people stepping out their marriage? It seems like it's the norm now. And I would argue against that. It's not the norm now. I think we're seeing people putting it out more.
Yes.
I would think that it was happening just as much because the amount of like, when I was
outside
growing
children?
up, well, not just outside children. I grew up with one of my aunts, and for a while, her marriage was
a shit show.
Yeah, you know.
Or even I would say like,
I
there's a couple that I know where they've been married a really long time. Like when I was younger, I used to be like, oh man, I want to have a marriage like them. Yeah, okay. And then as I got older and I really actually understood, I mean, there were the horrible stories I heard. Like he gave her mad STIs. And I was just like, man, when I was little, I was saying this is the type of marriage I want because people were putting on a front more, right. I think, before. Whereas people now are like, yeah, he's busted. She's busted. She did this. He did this. People are going to the internet and airing things out.
You know what, too? I think because women were not so much breadwinners back in the day. Like, I'm just thinking back into when my grandparents...
whatever.
When I'm thinking about back to my grandparents' era, my grandfather was like the breadwinner. They weren't rich at all. They were poor, but he still brought home the bacon. They still had land to live off of that he was toiling and that he was, working on. So when you're solely dependent on that and you're just home and you really, honestly, all you have to do is take care of the kids, and she occasionally went to the market to sell vegetables and fruits and all of these kind of things. It's like, damn. So you have to kind of put up with that shit, because then where else you gonna go? Most likely your mom was with you or around you or near you. But it's just like, you don't have that fallback plan like how women have now.
Absolutely.
Where they're more independent and like,
and Gigi said it, they horning back now too, F y'all. Gigi also had said earlier, marriage doesn't mean deal with any level of effing. There should be a mutual love and respect, not one person being horrible and me sticking around through thick and thin. So absolutely.
So here's what I have to say about that.
Sorry, Chinatown also said they need to discuss why he cheated.
Here's I think it wasn't like stay around and take any level of disrespect, but I think back in the day, based on the same thing you said, because of that main breadwinner, women didn't
feel like they have a choice.
And I'm going to quote that.
You're going to use quotes?
Like, what else am I going to do, who else is going to do all this work and take care of the kids?
And even now, some women are still in a similar space.
But less so. Less so. When
I think about that, where choice for real is quote unquote, I think about Judaism, like Hasidic Jews. More than likely, if a woman were to leave her marriage, she would lose her children. Like, she can't take her kids with her. She more than likely, they will follow her wherever she tries to go, and she will.
There's a movie about that.
Yeah, and because it happens all the time.
It's based on something that actually happened.
What movie is that?
Some Brooklyn Jewish woman that moved to Germany or something, and they went and got her.
It's what you call it. It's written after a book.
Yeah.
In the book, they go together. Her and the husband, they leave the Hasidic community together. It's real true life.
Yeah, it's an actual thing.
I think I saw.
But there's a documentary.
There's a documentary. Yeah, that's what I saw. The documentary.
You hear from women who have had the exact same thing.
But think about it. What's the type of the group of people? They live in like Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Amish.
The Amish people. They have a show where the kids is like, yeah, they saying for me, dogs, I'm gonna go experience outside.
Yeah, was it
out of the
Leaving
norm.
Amish or something like that? Where they kind of do
with the same kind of ideology, in the sense where they leave, they dip, they go find themselves. They're like, oh, there's an
but
outside.
They have the opportunity to be able to do that. Yeah. Whereas in the I don't want to speak specifically for the Hasidic Jewish community, but for the most part, if you leave, it's like you're disowned kind of thing. It's frowned upon. But so those women don't have a choice. So if they're in a position where they are in a marriage where their husband is doing all of this stuff, then they don't actually have the choice to leave unless they're gonna leave and give up not just their marriage but also their children. Which is terrible. Unless they got money, they have money, not their husband has money, unless that woman has money, which more than likely she doesn't. But I think that's a part of the reason why before so many people would just be like, I'm just gonna pretend like it's not a problem. Whereas now people are like, nah, what I'm not about to do is this. Literally over the last couple of weeks, I heard 2 different stories where partners, I don't want to put out because these is real people, where they literally
Trust me, we wouldn't be able to tell. Everybody's doing it.
I just can't. But one was some people who were very close friends and they were together. They've been friends for a really long time, and 2 women, and one of the women found out that the other woman had been having an affair with her husband for a very, very long time, like over a decade. Yeah.
See,
Wow.
she need her pinky toe stabbed with an ice picker.
Or other people who are like, I even know people who have been in situations where they find out that their husband is having an affair with somebody who's back home. They're like, yo, we got bills here in America. You sending all this money back home for this, that, and the third. I know people that has happened to, and who are still married to this day. And they look happy. And so I hope that, that they were able to get past that.
Happiness is what you make it.
Absolutely. I know I ain't trying to make that kind of happiness, but different strokes for different folks. Even in this situation, how many people were in the comments talking about, how could this be real? How could this be real? I assure you.
Even if that particular scenario is not real, I've seen close to that thing happen in real life.
So it's not something that is so far-fetched that it wouldn't, it happens a lot.
You know what this situation kind of reminded me of? What the hell is his name? The one that I got 2 phones, that person, right? He had cheated on his wife. And his wife was like, "Oh, what happened to you? Because I know you stupid, but what's broken inside of you?" And I commend her. I don't know if I got that type of strength to work with her husband in a sense. Yeah, I don't love nobody that much other than my baby.
Listen, stay over there. Absolutely not.
The only person I love that much is Logan.
Only person I love that much is God. So in the comments,
it's crazy.
Gigi, I'm gonna read a bunch of comments right now. It says Gigi was like, and when he wasn't happy, did he reach out to his wife and say he was unhappy, ask for couples therapy, or did he start effing his coworker? Sade 473, I get him needing to grieve, but the wife should not have to take on that and ignore her feelings because quote unquote the person died. That's selfish as F. Gigi also said he should have asked for a break and gone elsewhere. You can't be grieving in our marital bed. That's madness. Sis Save Yourself said this sounds like that movie with Denzel and Viola, Fences, which is based off of the play by August Wilson. And it's a situation in that particular issue. She had to raise that child too. Like, come on.
I do remember.
Y'all just be asking folks to do all types of stuff. Sade 473 said, true, I think people are just more open now, and with social media it's easier to see as well, but married people been doing ish long time. Bert said, jumping into say marriage is not sacred anymore. Ooh, that is a strong line to kind of put out there. She said, Berthel said, jumping in to say marriage is not sacred anymore. Do you guys believe that?
No.
Especially as 2 married people.
No, I don't believe that.
I don't know about y'all. But my marriage, from what I know, because I could only speak about from what I know and I experience, to me, we have that type of sacred foundation.
Well, I'm not talking about a case-by-case basis. She's saying that on a wide spectrum, like marriage, that
is not sacred.
Versus when? Because we just said that this thing has always been happening.
Yeah.
It's just that we're now being more aware of it, and people are speaking up more because...
So then that raises the question, do you ever think that marriage was ever sacred?
I believe so, yes. Army Guy says facts with technology and ease of communication, people are making their business more accessible.
Yeah.
That's all that it really is.
Marriage is always sacred, but what I'm saying is that people are not holding it in any less regard now as before, because cheating is not something that happened yesterday. That has always been happening in married couples. So I'm not saying that marriage is more sacred or less sacred now, because I just think we are more willing to discuss a lot of things that was considered taboo. How many times back in the day we know this guy is sleeping with another woman? We knew that, but it was open secrets, right? Nobody said anything, nobody acknowledged it, but we knew it was happening. Mr. John, that's his wife out there, but we know he's sleeping down by Sister Nancy every other Friday. We knew those things.
There's a Mr. John that I know in Grenada, but he wasn't a cheater. He was the guy that did the flowers and the plants and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
he knew all the people that was cheating.
Any similarities between real folks is strictly coincidental.
Do not believe that GMGT is saying anything.
You know what that reminds me of though? Like the situation with Jeannie Mai.
Yeah.
Jeannie Mai was married to her husband for donkey years, and the reason why their marriage was dissolved was because she was like, nah, bro, I don't want no kids. I like my life the way it is. I don't want no kids. Boom. She marries her perfect person, her, what people might say, her soulmate.
Right.
And boom, she breed one time.
And again, sometimes you have more than one soulmate.
Your spirit be knowing. Ooh.
Sometimes people have 2 soulmates.
I don't want all that.
Huh?
I don't want all that.
You don't have to want it. Soulmate is not something. Yeah, it is what it is.
I think I've been seeing a lot of people being like, that's just the right people can bring certain things out of you, and I agree. I think that somebody has said, I don't know her that well. This is one of the hosts on The Real. They were saying that basically it's a situation where for her, she had always been very vocal about the dysfunctionality of her relationship with her parents and even her parents' relationship with their parents, and maybe her not wanting to have kids was about the inability to see her having kids and it being any way different, and maybe even seeing in her relationship with her husband, her ex-husband, that it would also be similar. But then when you got with this other person and you see that, like toxicity doesn't have to reign here, dysfunctionality doesn't have to reign here, and you recognize like, okay, maybe I can bring in a person in the world with this person.
I tell people that all the time. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you be ending up doing shit, and I'm saying when you meet the right person who adds to your life per se, you would be doing something. You'd be up now. I ain't doing that, girl. I ain't doing that, and then boom, you out here doing the same shit.
Steffi say not Mr. John. Back off. Steffi last name is John.
Good morning, Dr. Anik.
I'm assuming Steffi's father's last name is John.
Potentially, yes. But then you have I love that Gigi first said so many people getting married for other reasons these days. An Army guy also put in, marriage is still sacred. People are getting married for the wrong reasons. And I think that's kind of where it all really falls into. So
then what is the wrong reason?
No, I still disagree about people are getting married for all the wrong reasons. Nothing changed with why people was getting married before to now.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know what the wrong reasons is.
Yeah. If people are marrying for status before, if they were marrying for whatever it is they were getting married for,
they still were doing that before. But they didn't have the ability to leave.
Exactly.
If things went left. Now they do have the ability to leave.
I think it's just that a lot of things we considered taboo before are the things we were unwilling to discuss. Like nobody was discussing cheating or anything on radio or on television, or a story like that wouldn't get shared 2 million times, right? 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, even 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
So I just think is the idea that a lot of these things are being exposed more to the public, so we feel like, damn, this things has just started happening.
And it's just like, that's not how any of this works.
I know for a fact that a lot of these things have been happening before. I've seen dysfunctional marriages as a kid. So it's nothing new.
Or even as I said, for my story as a kid, I didn't know that it was dysfunctional, and I didn't recognize that was a situation that was happening until after I got older. Then I was like, oh, okay, this is what the situation is. And no, I do not want that to be my marriage at all. God forbid. But when I was younger and I'm only seeing a very small part of the story, the part that people want you to see, then I was sitting there thinking like, oh my God, I want to have a marriage like that and da-da-da-da-da, where everything is false. Sade 473 said, when you're loved correctly and feel secured enough in your relationship, sometimes it can make you change your mind about the things you felt you never wanted. And I think that's absolutely true.
I agree with that.
Absolutely true.
I feel like that's a good assessment of things. Speaking of that, we're going to jump into the conversation in a few. We have...
we didn't even say... We got to end out the Bacchanal Corner.
No, we're not going to end it right now. Yeah, we're going to end it out.
We're going to keep it going? Okay.
No, we're going to end it in the right way. What I was going to say is that the argument about the right person, I've seen that kind of argument argued before when we talk about Puff Daddy and Cassie saying that, oh, look at Puff was stringing her along for this, and then the right guy came along and look, she's having babies and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell does that have to do with Puff? Right? That's a her. You know, whatever they made work for 5 years or whatever, because whatever she didn't do with Puff for 10 or 15 years or how long she was with him.
I think it was like 10 years, right?
Right, around 10. You know, what she chose to do with this new man that she's with. I don't understand why that's like people is like, oh my God, he's this and he's that. But that man made his intentions clear, what he wanted to do. And I felt like, you know, he moved on. She moved on, as a matter of fact, not him.
Well, I think that in in their particular situation, I don't feel like he's completely void of that either. Like, I do think she was there for whatever time because it served a purpose for her.
Right.
But I also recognize that she was a lot younger than he was. And so there's going to be a certain power dynamic that is included in that. And if this is all that was offered to her and she's assuming I'm getting all this other stuff that is a bonus to her at that time, then yeah, she's going to stay there in that space. And then later realize like, oh, you know what? I want all these things. So now she's married. She got 2 kids now.
Yeah,
God
she
bless
got 2
her.
kids.
I'm waiting for my supposed to come up. Army guy. He said, "Let me defend my wrong reasons. 1, papers. 2, she has a nice body. 3, she is is good in bed. He or she has money, so let me marry them."
Yeah, but that's been happening since the beginning of time. How many kings and queens got married because they needed to keep some royalty in the blood or something?
Or even like the version of papers and making sure that the certain kingdoms were included and things of that nature.
So I don't think this is anything new. I just think that people are more willing to put that out there. Sis
Save Yourself said, single people limit on why couples are married. Meanwhile, married people don't care why we're single. I don't believe that part. Because bottom line is they're not ending their marriage. Single people shouldn't entertain married folks at all. I definitely agree with that single people shouldn't entertain married folks at all.
I disagree.
Shut up. But I don't agree with married people don't care why we're single. There's a whole slew of married folks that be always having something to say about single people. And I'd be like,
not me.
How about you mind you?
I wish I could that much.
Not you.
No, I don't care about
you. Stay telling me I should be able to share.
I said,
hell
wow.
yeah.
I'll die alone first. Keep messing with me.
See that? Cobwebs. Let's go. Cobwebs.
Married folks need to mind their business. Single folks should mind their business. And everybody should stay with their me.
You only on earth for a limited amount of time, man.
And I want to make sure that time is happy and peaceful and joyous. And if that means that I have to be by myself.
What is life without a little violence? Always
a little violence.
Always let the love win.
How little peace you can have if you have somebody who's in your bed who, like those memes where the person be sitting there sleeping and they say, "This is me sleeping in my bed knowing nobody's not cheating on me, or I got my peace, or this is that and the third," and I'll be like,
"Yo, I sleep the same every night."
I wonder why.
Every single night.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
I said, "Wow."
Gigi says marriage is a business contract. The commitment and intentions are what should be sacred, but is it always? I'd say no.
Never was. With that said, how are we gonna wrap this up? What are we gonna tell this lady?
I feel like they need counseling and figure out if they're gonna separate.
He needs counseling.
They both need counseling because she, like she said,
she's grieving too.
She's grieving their relationship and that it's not the same anymore. So she need to figure out, is she gonna be strong enough to leave? What her mentality, her mindset, how it's gonna be, if she's prepared for that, because that could be another end of the spectrum. Is she prepared to actually leave? Because you sitting here and this man waking up in the middle of the night and boo-hooing for not a good reason, but for a reason. She need to figure that out.
Good morning, Jackie Johnson. Yeah. Welcome back.
I haven't seen Jackie.
Welcome back.
Jackie,
welcome
I mentioned
back.
You this morning.
Welcome back. My take is Wild and Holy the person.
Yeah.
Wild and Holy the person says, "Go on, girl." I'm not saying that you need to divorce him, but I think you should go and worry about yourself right now. Yeah. Just focus on yourself. Do whatever it is that you need to do to get through the day. And it doesn't mention if they have kids or anything like that. So I don't know about that part. But if it doesn't mention it, I'll assume that you guys don't have kids.
Right.
I would say
mention that if they did.
You go about your business and you decide if you want to stay married to him. That's what I'm forget him. Yeah. He could figure his own self out. But he's been doing that this whole time anyway. Wow. Right? Because at the end of the day, if he was also concerned about the possibility of him also having lost a child, that means he was beating it up raw. And so he don't care about you. He hasn't taken care of you and covered you in a way that makes sense. And so I think what you need to do is take care of yourself. You feel like you need to go take 2-3 months to go take care of yourself, go ahead and do that. So if you decide that you don't want to continue or you don't,
a 6-month pack.
So here's whatever
it takes.
Here's my take. He definitely needs a counseling. He definitely needs counseling. He should get some counseling. I wouldn't say she needs it. I would say he needs it absolutely for them to get to some point. Once he gets to that point, they can figure out if they need to go to therapy together.
That's why I said she should go take care of herself, because then she could decide if she even wants to be in a relationship.
Agree with me?
Because I think I think her taking time is for her to decide if she wants to continue this relationship. Right. And I think a part of that decision should come from the space of when this all started, this person wasn't putting you first. After this person passed away, they also weren't putting you first. Keep these things into your mind.
No,
don't forget.
Who says when they were married, he wasn't putting them first?
Clearly he wasn't if he was having sex with somebody else and having sex with this person raw.
What does that have to do with putting the person first? Sex is just sex.
No, not when you bringing back STIs. We just talked about this. I don't know. You need to rewind. Play back the tape.
Did she say she had an STI?
Play back. We don't know what it is, but what we do know is that she is put in a position where he was having sex with somebody. Y'all don't even know if the other woman's husband had was cheating. So you bring it all that back home to your wife.
That's a lot.
Like I said, girl, go live your life. Go do whatever you want to do. Yes. Why is the answer to most Bacchanal corners, sis, save yourself? That's right. Right, sis, save yourself. Go ahead and live your life, and you decide if you want to be with this person.
Because most times, sis, you got to save yourself. Let's wrap. We have Toledan in the building. We're going to get into that conversation, dropping a brand new project. I think I have it loaded here. Let's go. We'll be right back. Toledan in the building, representing for Ransom Entertainment. Shout out to Isaiah, Nika Berry, SG, the whole team on the outside. Big up to Ransom Entertainment. Toledan in the building, friend of the studio. Always welcome here. We'll be right back after this. The Wake Up Call. Best morning show in all the land. Wild and Holy. Consuela. We'll be right back.
The Wake Up Call. Now live on the best entertainment has to offer. Good music, good times. Where the culture lives. Edgy, witty, and raw. Yep, this is The Wake Up Call.
Good morning. No. Hey, ha. Soca music make me complete. Oh, I love how the guy so sweet. Plenty gal and them in the dance. When they whining back, take a chance and just start to whine. On that gal day, this gal day, that gal so you ride it. Your friend them day, tanty day, gal how your breakout ride it. On that gal day, this gal day, that gal so and you ride it. Your friend them day, tanty day, eh. Tell them what we say. Let me be your whining partner. Let me be your whining partner. You're pushing back when I'm whining faster. Let me be your whining partner. You're whining in lower. You're pushing in lower. You're bending in lower. You're walking in lower. And that is what I like. That is what I like. That is what I like. When we jamming down all night. Eh. Let me be your whining partner. Let me be your whining partner. You're pushing back when I'm whining faster. Let me be your whining partner. I drinking dark, I drinking white. The party later day, whole night. It's just one thing on my mind.
Just one thing on my mind.
A beauty brown and whining low. She have some skills like I don't know. I just wanna take her home. That when the girl rock back and just put it on me.
The Wake Up Call. Now live on the best entertainment has to offer. Good music, good times. Where the culture lives. Edgy, witty, and raw. Yep, this is The Wake Up Call.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know
back.
about y'all, but that song reminded me of what's the song? Wet. Like that era of that kind of groovy, and it just brought you back to that place. That's what I don't know about y'all, but that's weird.
That's one of my favorite Toledans. Told him that a couple of times.
I like it.
We have Toledan in the building here this morning. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
I heard you said it was a
GMGT
little
family.
spicy, huh?
Yeah, man. Conversation was getting spicy.
Why you didn't come and join the conversation?
No, I just listening. I just taking it in. No, I taking it.
Ransom's most fashionable is in the building this morning.
Yes.
Blessed, man. Blessed, blessed.
Good morning.
but-
Good morning. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
I think Isaiah kind of caught up to you a little bit, man. I see.
Yeah.
I see the drip. I see the
Healthy
drip.
competition.
Yeah, you know.
The drip is Ransom is definitely dripping right now. So
You know the fashion energy does,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
Shout out
bounce
to
off
the-
each other. You
Shout
know?
out to the whole team, man. Shout out to yourself.
Yeah, man.
I know you've been here with us a couple of times. So talk to us about why you're here today. What's the new project you guys dropping? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, right now, me, DJ Sheem, Army Guy, Mishak, we're about to drop a brand new rhythm called the Dirty Rhythm. This one is pretty much for Miami. The rhythm is actually a re-release rhythm, so you guys might have heard the rhythm before, or you might not, you know. So, but we're gonna take it full 100 for the Miami.
Nice.
And yeah, man, we just been up to a lot of work, and you know, progression is the thing. You dig?
So the whole team is going to be in Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, nice,
yeah.
nice,
Yeah, we
nice.
out there. We out there for sure.
Be outside.
Yeah, man. All the outside out. GMGT Day.
I'm gonna be inside. Y'all.
I'm gonna be inside. We'll definitely have a few people from the team down there.
Neva already said, if y'all see her out there on the road, mind your business.
Yeah, so
Right.
definitely gonna have a few GMGT representatives down there in Florida. King Mix is down there.
Yeah,
Storm
big up
is
King
gonna
Mix.
be there.
Yep.
Okay.
Alma Boy, most likely, I think the last time we spoke, he said he was gonna be down there. So
Yeah, Alma told me he going to Grenada today. I ain't.
Yeah.
well, he is in Grenada. Went to Ohio. He had a show over there. and then
Yeah.
I think
Shout
he
out
back.
to Alma Boy.
So shout
Yeah,
out
I
to Alma
spoke to
Boy.
Alma.
Get
Asked him if he
flued
was
out.
gonna be here. You know, he said, nah, I ain't gonna be there, bro. I was like,
Yeah, he got
Dang,
flued out
boy,
and then
Alma.
flew back out her.
Yeah, he
okay.
Facts.
He's
Yeah,
getting
making
flued out.
moves.
Heavy.
As he should, man.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
man.
He about to blow up.
So for the
Blow up
people who
further.
might be seeing you here for the first time, just quickly give them a little idea of who Taladan is, your journey into soca music. Just because we grow every time you come, we grow a little, and I want you to just kind of let the people know who you are.
Yeah, well, taller than the man, soca artist, but I really do any kind of music. You know, I started doing music 2013. Jumped into the soca hard 2018, and ever since I just been, progressing. I love soca so much.
Yeah.
So that is really my drive, to get the culture and the music more out there, and more popular. You know what I mean?
Nice. Give the social media handles so people can find your streams, whatever it is they got to do to make soca artists rich. All right, guys?
Yeah.
So he's going to give you the social media handles and let you guys know where to stream.
Yeah, it's Taller Than The Man everywhere. That's TALLERDANDMAN everywhere on every handle.
Taller Than
The Man.
The Man.
Yeah.
So DEMAN, right?
Yeah. Or you could type in Man with the plan and it might
it's not
pop up.
DE, it's just D.
No. Yeah, that's the
Just D.
TALLERDAND Man.
Yeah, I came
So
to this
D.
consensus like I knew it last time,
Yeah.
but I was like, why is it this extra? Oh, the D.
Gigi just
D
put it in the
man.
chat.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
guys
yeah.
looking for it.
Not just taller than man.
It's taller
Sometimes
than
people don't forget
D
the
man.
D.
You're right.
Taller than, no. Taller than the man.
D man.
Taller Than
Right.
D-Man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
So
right.
definitely go support the artist. He has a very nice catalog. I know he said he's only been
Very
doing
healthy
soca
catalog.
in 2018, but the man has put out music, lots and lots and lots of
You know
music.
what I like
Yeah.
also? I feel like he put out a song, and then when he drop a next project, it's not that it's better,
Yeah.
but it's like it's consistently getting higher and higher and higher.
Level
and
up
higher
is
and
real.
higher.
I have to agree. The
Respect.
growth,
Bless.
has definitely been real. Talk to us about what you've been up to lately. Besides this project, what else have you been out and about doing?
Well, I just recently took part in a little competition over here, and I decided to release a song called Bondem.
Yeah.
It was a kind of you know that vibe.
Yeah.
It's a Grenadian vibe. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Power soca kind of vibe, and
Nice.
you know that's my kind of
Yeah.
energy too. Same
Yeah.
way. You know what I mean? We had the groovy energy, and we had the, So I also released that. It was a good experience. Big up to all them boys I know now was in there.
So how did you get in the competition?
How did I get in it?
Yeah, like you just woke up one morning and said, I'm gonna just take part? No.
No, well, actually, I have a few links in the Grenadian community, and they know that do the music, and I like that kind of vibe. So actually, somebody reached out to me, and I say, you know what, it makes sense. Let me go and do a thing, you know.
Was that Garage Soca Mona?
Yeah,
That's what you went to? Okay, how was that experience?
It was nice. It was a nice experience, man. It was nice. You know, all I know how all Grenadian could be now. As I is the only Trini anything. So, you know what I mean?
You say, all yeah.
I know, they be acting real funny.
What? I ain't say all that no.
It's all right.
I thought I didn't say
I'm
that.
the Guyanese. I'll take it. It was me. I said it. It was the Guyanese one that said it. It was me.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is the lesson you took away from that? You going into pretty much hostile environment as the only Trinidadian that's in a competition that's Grenadian dominated. Did you feel like the love was there, or did you think that maybe it was because, hey, we don't really know who this guy is? Kind of give me some of the experience in that.
Yeah, well, you know, anytime you go in somebody else like backyard or whatever, you're always gonna get those kind of thoughts. But at the end of the day, I really did that because for the love of the music. Right. And at the end of the day, if you're doing music and you're entertaining, not even just music, if you're entertaining, you have to have a level of confidence in yourself.
I know you're not lacking confidence, my brother.
You have to have a level of confidence. So anywhere you go, you have to put on that drive, regardless if you're here, regardless if you're there. You have to do you and just stick to that. You know, so that was pretty much was my idea when I was going in there.
Nice. And I know for a fact that right now, you guys right here in Brooklyn, although you might say you're Trinidadian, this one is Grenadian, you guys have a kind of fraternity amongst yourselves that I really love to see. Like you, Young Image, Ziggy,
big up Image.
And everybody has different island backgrounds. There's St. Lucians, there's Vinci's, there's Bayesian, Sheem is from Barbados, and that whole fraternity, like I see you guys out pushing each other, you know, hanging together. And I really like to see that for the culture, for the music, and
especially for the younger generation also.
Yeah,
because it don't make no sense to stick up on one, you know, if we could get more viewers from, because if I have friends that from Trinidad and you have friends from wherever you from and you have friends from where you from and all of we link up, we gain more. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We gain more
for be sweet.
Right, and you gain more different kind of music, you get to learn about different cultures, you know. It's a win-win.
Yes, it's definitely a win-win.
And it's getting the exposure even more out to all these different people who probably wouldn't have heard of you.
Right, exactly.
So is that the rhythm in the background that I'm playing right now? Is that rhythm re-released, right?
Yeah. You hear that one before?
Yeah.
My song is Sucker Bag.
Sucker Bag. So tell us about the song and the rhythm.
Sucker Bag. It was nice.
Yeah, well, that song there, I came up with it. I heard the beat and I was pretty much like, I could get a little while on this one, right? Yeah, so I came a little while on this one. So I came up with it and it was vibes.
So what's the concept of Sucker Bag? Tell me about Sucker Bag, because when I hear suck, my mind does go different places.
I said, wow.
He just can't help himself.
Well, if you listen to the lyrics of the song pretty much is self-explanatory. I tell you to bring the sucker bag.
Oh, good. What
I like this song. I like this song.
So here's what we're gonna do. Taller Than is in the building. We have this rhythm here that we're gonna reintroduce to you guys. I think if you have known the rhythm, you would probably know the Sheem on the rhythm. The Sheem was the single, right?
Yeah.
Sheem was the single that was released. And the Sheem on that rhythm is called Dotty. We're gonna go into that a little later, but right now we're gonna play the new artist that's on the rhythm, which is Meshach. I think I see Melik there, and Army Guy himself is on there too.
Right.
All right. So, what's the name of the rhythm? Because I'm seeing two different names here.
It's Dotty Rhythm.
The Dotty Rhythm.
Dotty.
Yeah. All right. But it's also called what? Tambu and Pan?
No, that's the name of Army Guy's song.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
I guess maybe you get the instrumental for his song there.
I get the instrumental.
Yeah, okay, for his song, right.
All right, so let's go into Talladan's new project. The rhythm is called the Dotty Rhythm. We're gonna run the Talladan here and hear what's going on. Sucker Bag and anything to do with, you know what? Never mind.
Please.
Play the song.
Let's go. Hey.
Nyla with she friend and them they showing y'all out to wine. I so see she be.
Yo, I didn't even hear the rest of the tune yet. Yo,
Yeah.
Tall, I have a kind of energy when you ride in them rhythm and them.
Ransom.
I'm feeling this one.
Night out with she friend and them they showing gal out to wine. As you see she bend over and holding it from behind. She tell me she like it right there. She make up she mind. This girl she not a no party thing. She just want to go online. I tell she bring the sucker back. Bring the sucker back. I tell she bring the sucker back. Break. So long she did want it. Bring the sucker back. I tell she bring the sucker back.
Any girl out there, I want to know what flavor is your sucker bag.
What flavor?
Is your sucker bag milky? Is it clear?
Miami, we share the sucker bag. Night out with she friend and them they showing gal out to wine. As you see she bend over and holding it from behind. She tell me she like it right there. She make up she mind. This girl she not a no party thing. She just want to go and I tell she bring the sucker back. Bring the sucker back. I tell she bring the sucker back. So long she did want it. Bring the sucker back. I tell she bring the sucker back. After she bring the sucker back, hear what she want me do. So long she want me do. Chook in the next side. She want me chook in the next side. Boom, chook in the next side. She beg me chook in the next side. Chook in the next side. She want me chook in the next side. Start to wine on the next side. Start to wine. Boom. She said I want the Glock. The wine too hot. My girl, you start from the top. So make sure you TikTok. Boom. You know that you like it right there. You tell me to stop. You tell me wine on your backside and you tell me wine in your front. Boom. Bring the sucker back. Bring the sucker back.
Vibes.
Yeah, she bring the sucker.
Vibes.
So long she did walk.
This one is taller than
the sucker bag.
Sucker bag on the dirty rhythm. You know what? Let me hear something from Army Guy now. Let's go.
So long she did walk.
Taller than, you want to do the honors? Introduce this one here from Army Guy.
Brand new Army Guy. Dirty rhythm. Tambo and pan. Army Guy, what you say? Never shy.
Never shy, long side. Cream cool, head it, head that. Alright, I want you. Roll it like a taboo and beat it like a pan. Roll it like a taboo and beat it like a pan. I want you. Roll it like a taboo and beat it like a pan.
Nah. It's the pum pum for me. You hear it goes there? It goes.
Wow. That's how we started.
Then you
Yeah,
call
yeah.
it a pum pum.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it's the pan for me.
No,
Me and
it's-
you can't be talking the same thing, calling it two different
it's the
things.
pum pum for me. It's yeah.
Roll it like a taboo and beat it like a pan. Roll it like a taboo and beat it like a pan. Roll it like a taboo and beat it like a pan.
I like when I take my stick and beat the pum 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 pum.
Bum bum brown and brown. Roll it, drop it all on the ground. Roll it, girl, give me some more. Drop that thing right down on the floor. Roll it, set it up like a plane. That bumper, that's sick in my brain. Trample all on the grass.
When you hear them one on the road, just start to wine.
Roll it like a taboo, then beat it like a pan.
Oi.
Roll it like a taboo, then
Beat it like a pan.
roll it like a taboo, then you beat it like a pan. Roll it like a taboo, then you beat it like a pan. And when you whine and shake your bam bam, roll it just like a taboo. Stick on you just like a tattoo. Anything that you want to do,
And there we have it.
I do we need to.
That was Army Guy. Same rhythm. The dirty rhythm. Taller than is in the building, dropping this whole rhythm right here. We introducing it to you guys.
And you heard
Is
what
it-
he said. When you hear it on the road,
Yeah.
stop and drop a line.
Yeah. When is this gonna be available to stream? I know Sheem is already out in the wild.
Yeah,
The rest of the rhythm
October. I wanna say October 1st.
around October 1st. The
Right,
whole
probably
rhythm
it
will
could
be
be a
out.
little before that. Yeah, we go put that date. Yeah.
Right, so we're looking at October 1st, might be before. So guys, look out for this rhythm. It's called the Dirty Rhythm. Taller than is here. Sucker Bag, the Sucker Bag man.
You really like saying the name.
Sucker Bag.
Yeah.
Love
See
what
Sucker
you
Bag.
did?
Real emphasis on that.
What's your favorite flavor of Sucker Bag?
It gonna have to be the pink.
The pink?
Gonna have to be the pink, the strawberry.
That's a
Strawberry boy.
Yeah.
You know, I like it when it's a little tartiness. So I like the strawberry lemonade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a little lemonade in it. Can't be too sweet. Yeah. Yeah. Well, ladies, what's your favorite soccer
because
bag?
you go and switch it and
Exactly.
turn it and
Switch
flip
it to what? What
I
am I
don't want
doing?
no problems this morning, please.
What's your favorite soccer bag, Wild and Holy?
I like to drink water.
You like to drink.
I like to drink water.
What's your favorite soccer bag? And I'm gonna explain something just now.
He's
Have-
it's a trap.
Have you
It's a
guys
trap.
have you guys ever had a soccer bag?
You so damn disrespectful.
I know.
We just had this
It's a trap.
conversation.
It's a trap.
Let's go back into this one. We have Mishak on the same rhythm. This one is called Soca and Liquor. So let's go back inside the rhythm. Taller than the whole team. Shout out to Ransom. Shout out to Army Guy, DJ Sheem, Mishak, everybody that's on the outside locked in right now. Let's go. Dirty rhythm.
Push back on it. Push back, baby. Push back on it, bamboo. Push back, baby. Push back on it, bamboo, baby. Take bamboo, gal. Take bamboo, ride it, gal. Take bamboo, gal.
I wonder how big that bamboo she taking, man.
Ride it, gal. Take bamboo.
I wonder how much knots in that bamboo.
Take bamboo, gal. Take bamboo, gal. Take bamboo, ride it, gal. You know it's carnival. Bamboo man, but get me some jam. Truck man, why you driving so fast? Bamboo sharing like side no farm. Water spraying all in the band. Back not like fighting for land. Look my alcohol in my hand. Supervisor turn honey. I say bamboo gal. Take bamboo gal. Take bamboo ride it 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 gal. Baby, why you looking at he? Just come throw that bumper on me. She just rolling up she waistline. She want bamboo to touch she knee. Baby, bamboo all in the road. After that girl we going home. Everybody moving in time. Bamboo right in the Congo line. Take bamboo girl. Push back baby. Push back on the bamboo baby.
Hey, shout out to Hunter Flow.
Baby.
Hunter Flow in the building on Twitch, boy. Hunter Flow, good morning, good morning.
Baby,
Hunter
push
top.
back on the bamboo
Up yourself,
baby.
dog.
Yeah, push back baby. Push back on the bamboo baby. Take bamboo girl. Take bamboo ride it girl. Take bamboo girl. Take bamboo ride it girl. Take bamboo girl. Take bamboo ride.
Let me talk to the ladies. Ladies, have you ever had an experience with bamboo? Have you ever bust bamboo?
She says she's a virgin.
Have you ever bust bamboo? You know what's to bust bamboo? You know what to bust bamboo, right?
Enlighten the people.
Yeah, all right. Do you guys know what to...
Enlighten the people.
No, I'm
What's
just
the bus
asking.
bamboo?
All right, so usually when they say bussin' bamboo, usually around All Souls, around Halloween for the American people, right? It's called All Saints, All Souls in the Caribbean. They usually have this tradition of like putting like oil, like so the bamboos are set up. They cut a little hole in it. They put in oil, and then usually when you light it, because the expanding, right, it goes like boom, like so it's almost like a cannon. So that's done around that time. So it's called bus bamboo. Actually, it's pretty dangerous. I know a kid like probably 2 or 3 years ago died in Grenada because when it split, the fire, everything went on him, and he succumbed to the
burns.
The burns a few days later. So it's a tradition that a lot of people do. I'm not too sure if it's done in all islands, but I know it's definitely done in Grenada, and I think St. Vincent too. Trinidad too, right? Taller than they do that. Yeah.
Man.
So it's you know, it's pretty much a thing. But anyway, that was
So
a
you
quick.
gotta blow a bamboo first.
Yeah. So that was a quick
history rundown
there.
Real quick.
For the ladies who like to bust bamboo, you know. And notice, ladies,
I only one style of busting bamboo, you know.
Yeah. And notice you have to blow the bamboo before you bust it, eh?
With a condom on.
Back inside the rhythm, let's
How did we get here?
Let's go to Mishak on the rhythm. Take Bamboo was by Melik.
Mishak.
I like the
We're gonna
name.
go to the Mishak on the rhythm.
I feel like I'm in the news right around the corner.
Hello.
Mishak on the rhythm.
Hey, we are we liquor, we have we soca, and the girls inside and when they come back. Question I ask, what is the good vibe influencer? Soca and liquor. What's the good vibe influencer?
Soccer and liquor.
What does make your party wild? Soccer and liquor, release what you feel inside.
Soccer and liquor.
Everything on yesterday out your mind. Sipping on something real refined. The energy in your display diviner.
Hey, it was the soccer and liquor for me. Yeah. My
You
two
catch
favorite
man.
words.
Yeah, catch you, man.
My two
He's
favorite
on one.
words.
Catch you, man. Yeah, catch you,
I'm
man.
wondering the same thing. How did we reach
Straight after
here?
I beat up the pum, and then she bust the bamboo.
What is the good vibe?
Soccer and
Catchy
liquor.
heights.
Yeah,
Soccer.
I like it.
Influencer.
What do you take me from Aruba? Thank you.
Party wild. Soccer and liquor, release what you feel inside. You wanna jump, wine. Everything on yesterday out your mind. Sipping on something real refined. The energy in your display diviner. We're togetherness with plenty stupidness. Keep fun with the rum 'cause the vibes can't done and the rhythm keep the thing pumping it. What is the good vibe influencer? Soccer and liquor. What's the good vibe influencer? Soccer and liquor. What does make your party wild? Soccer and liquor. Release what you feel inside. And when the girl them start wine, come to find myself I'm behind them. Time to rock, them time to shine and jazz up like.
All right. The dirty rhythm. Y'all already know the sheen. Toledan is in the building, dropping this brand new project on us. Should be somewhere live streaming on your favorite platforms around 1st of October. And guys, don't forget, go out there, support the artist, stream the music,
For
buy
$10 a month, you
buy
can make a soca artist rich.
Definitely make
Yeah,
soca
man.
artists rich. We
Support the music, man.
gotta use the same energy that we could walk into the Gucci store and spend $800 on. We gotta use the same energy for our people.
Support loud.
Yeah, support loud. So shout out to
Facts.
Toledan, shout out to Army Guys, shout out to Mishak, Melik, DJ Sheem also on the rhythm. They call the Dirty Rhythm. Toledan, any last thoughts, words you want to leave us with before you leave?
Yeah, man. Once again, thanks for having me here.
Anytime, my
Don't know, soca to the world, man. Toledan, the man say so. Don't know.
Amen.
Fine, so.
All right,
Find
you know
me
what?
in Miami.
I'm gonna leave y'all with something from the artists right here. Another one from Toledan.
So you already know, let me stand up a little bit. Let's stand up and hold a little vibe with me now. Let's stand up now. Come down.
All right, this man.
Get up.
Your camera right there.
The camera low. Too low.
Taller than it, too tall.
Yo. Boom. Yo, I did.
Plenty vibes in the place. We don't care what nobody say. Winding down to the bass. People dancing and still lele. But listen to what I say. Soca music and dingole. We jumping up every way. We have the energy. This is the soca music. Once you catch vibes, can lose it. Spread love and don't confuse it. Cup full, I have to consume it. This is the soca music. Once you catch vibes, can lose it. Spread love and don't confuse it. Cup full, I have to consume it. Now I feel like the man. Soca beat and a drink in my hand. Party start once I reach in the land. Rhythm knocking like a dung in a band. You know I see plan. I feel into jam. Music sweet, it could beat in a pan. Playing a jab down in every island. Jump on a beat and I can't wait to land. In every session. Let me go. Plenty vibes in the place. We don't care what nobody say. Winding down to the bass. People dancing and still lele. But listen to what I say. Soca music and dingole. We jumping up every way. We have the energy. This is the soca music. Once you catch vibes, can lose it. Spread love and don't confuse it. Cup full, I have to consume it. This is the soca music. Once you catch vibes, can lose it. Spread love and don't confuse it. Cup full, I have to consume it. So I walk up a gal, pull on she waist. Give she the wine and walk in she face. No waste no time, let's give she the pace. But stay in your place, to come out of place. Don't worry about we, my team straight. Worry about you, your team late. 20 gal to one man in the place. And we drinking rum by the gates. Plenty vibes in the place. We don't care what nobody say. Winding down to the bass. People dancing is still lele. But listen to what I say. Soca music and dingole. We jumping up every way. We we have the energy. This is the soca music. One so catch vibes, can lose it. Spread love and hope.
Boom. You know what, Aladan? Give us something from the new one. Give us a little something from the new one. Let's go, let's go. Give us something from the new one.
Bring the soccer back, I tell she. Bring the soccer back, I tell she. The soccer back, I tell she. Nyla with she friend and them they showing gal how to wine. As you see she bend over a holding it from behind. I tell me she like it right there. She make up she mind. This girl she not a no party thing. She just want to go on. I tell she bring the soccer back. Bring the soccer back. I tell she bring the soccer back. Boom. So long she did want it. Bring the soccer back. I tell she bring the soccer back. Bring the soccer back. Ladies, start the wine for me now. Give me your wine. Chook in the next side. She want me. Chook in the next side. Chook in the next side. She beg me. Chook in the next side. Chook in the next side. She want me. Chook in the next side. Chook in the next side. She beg me. Chook in the next side. She sit up on the Glock. That wine too hot. My girl, let's start from the top. So make sure you TikTok. You know that I like it right there. Don't tell me to stop. You tell me wine on your backside and you tell me wine in your front. Bring the soccer back. Bring the soccer back. I tell she bring the soccer back. What flavor you bringing? So long she did want it. Bring the soccer back. Tell me she bring the soccer back. Bring the soccer back. So long she did want it. Chook in the next side. She want me. Chook in the next side. Chook in the next side. She beg me. Chook in the next side. Chook in the next side. She want me. Chook in the next side. Chook in the next side. She beg me. Chook in the next side. Sit down on the hands up. That wine too hot. My girl, let's start from the top. So make sure you TikTok. You know that I like it right there. Don't tell me to stop. You tell me wine on your backside. You tell me wine in your. Let me go. Bring the soccer back. Bring the soccer back. I tell she bring the soccer back. So long she did want it. Bring the soccer back. I tell she bring the soccer back. Bring the soccer back. So long she did want it. Bring the soccer back.
Taller than the man with the plan. Ransom's finest in the building today. Alright guys.
Okay, get a little soca therapy, yo.
Let me see soca therapy. Let me see if I got this one here for you.
A little soca therapy before you ride out, please now.
Soca therapy. I don't think I have this one here for you.
Serious?
Yeah, you sent it?
I want sweetest groovy. You must have that.
Airdrop.
You must have that.
You have an iPhone.
You must have that.
Yes.
Oh God, you must have that.
Hey.
Tell them you have that.
Hey. Keep it going, keep it going.
Oh God, you must have that.
Oh gosh,
you must have that. Bumper big, your bumper not flat. Oh God, you must have that. You must have that.
I don't know how we keep getting back here.
You must have that.
They be like going left and then end up right back at the same corner. Go right, end up the same corner.
Never mind, I got it.
You fight it. You always have
bumper, boy. Bumper, boy. Yeah, man, them thing you must have, man.
Must have that.
See, y'all getting a concert this
Go find that.
You're welcome.
Go find that.
You're welcome.
Go find that.
Did you find that?
Must have that in the crate. Must have that do late. Jump in the place. Yeah. Mass in the place. Jump and play. Winding only.
Let's go.
Let me jump in my groovy bag a little bit real quick.
Show them a little something, something.
A little something.
Ladies. I want to fat. I want to fat. Hey. Na 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 na. Yeah, right. I'm thankful for life, cause the Father God wake me up this morning. This morning. Boy. Take the stress out your mind. If it ain't hard love, then it ain't hard nothing. Have nothing. I just wanted to say a piece of testimony. So God does do to me something I can't explain. Everybody on GMGT who listening, it's soca. Raise your hand to the sky. The soca music hold me. It make me want to party.
Yeah. Thank you for making me play that. Yeah. Let's go,
man.
This is vibes. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Huh. Boom.
Next time,
Only
lead with this
radio
one.
line, Only
with this
radio
one next
line,
time.
I want to fat. I want to fat. Huh. Na 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 na. Everybody, I'm thankful for life, cause the Father God wake me up this morning. Oh yeah, take the stress out your mind. If it had love, then it had nothing. Have nothing. Give me a wine. I just wanted to say a piece of testimony. So God does do to me something I can't explain. Me family day and the good vibes in it, and it's one thing I have to say. This soca music hold me. It make me want to party, make me feel so happy. This soca music hold me. It make me want to party, make me feel so happy. Success on my mind, so don't come wrong me with no timing. Always want a line, only love inside, we don't want no fighting. Fighting. I just wanted to say a piece of testimony, cause so God does do to me something I can't explain. It's love in the place, and we don't need no hate. Anybody go to Miami? Give me a wine right now, this soca music hold me. It make me want to party, make me feel so happy. This soca music hold me. It make me want to party, make me feel so happy. I want to fed, this soca make me fed. I want to fed, this soca make me fed. I want to fed, this soca make me fed. Oh, let's sing with me. 1, 2, this soca music hold me. It make me want to party, make me feel so happy.
Love this one.
Soca music hold me.
Vibes.
Make me want to party, make me feel so happy. Boom.
Brothers. That's how that one came down. Brothers. Knock you out.
Yeah. Taller than next time we do it that one. Yeah, just put that on you. It's bad.
That's a good tune.
Love
They
this
were
one.
all amazing. All of the songs were amazing.
Hey guys, this one available for streaming already?
Yeah, man. Which one?
Soca Therapy.
Yeah, Soca Therapy out, man. Soca Therapy out.
So guys, we got 2-for-1 special.
I ain't
this
done with the
morning.
promo on that one either.
Yeah.
That one still getting your son. Music video and thing coming. Trust me. Don't worry.
You does always blast me, and I ain't see that song blast to me.
Serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I blast that, man.
Yeah. So I ain't see that one.
Yeah.
This morning is the first time I heard about this song. So I don't know if I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, I
or
think
you
that's probably what happened.
Okay. All right.
When you
Probably
look
I'm not
at
paying
it,
It was probably a
attention.
sucker
But
bag nearby at the time.
Right. Making sense.
Tolerdan, thank you, brother. Thank you for dropping
man.
those.
Thanks for having me, man.
Guys, get over to Tolerdan's social media. Give the artist a follow.
Taller
Right?
than D-Man.
D-man.
D,
no
the letter D.
just the letter D.
The letter
Yeah,
D.
man.
D is for, you know what?
No.
Never mind.
Listen,
No,
Lord
and I
have
knew you was
mercy.
gonna do it because I looked up at you and he's like,
Just do too much. You just do too much. Thank you for joining us here this morning,
Yes,
giving
yes.
a
Yeah,
little
man.
concert.
Respect, right?
Welcome back.
Respect.
Bring the
People
music.
in one fed, they get fed
Vibe.
in the morning.
All right.
Respect.
So there you have it, guys. Tolerdan, definitely passing through GMGT. We appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you.
Keep bringing out good music.
yes.
And we'll continue to provide the good times. Y'all
Make
know how we do
soca
that.
artists
man.
rich.
Bless, man.
Good
Yeah.
music, good times. Where the culture lives. The Wake Up Call. Best
The
morning
best
show.
morning show in all the land.
All the land. Guys, we out. Y'all know it's music till 12 and then Silence and myself. We come back for the midday therapy. Peace out, guys. On behalf of Consuela. Wild and holy.
Yes.
You're surely Kareem, man. We out.
The
Enjoy the
Wake
rest
Up
of your
Call.
morning.
Now live on the best entertainment has to offer. Good music, good times. Where the culture lives. Edgy, witty, and raw. Yep, this is The Wake Up Call.
Good morning.
Call. Now live on the best entertainment has to offer. Good music, good times. Where the culture lives.
GMGT, yeah. GMGT. Good music, good times. We bring the good vibes. Where the culture lives. We ain't just nice, we real nice. Good music, good times. We bring the good vibes. Where the culture lives. We ain't just nice, we real nice. GMGT, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yo, GMGT is where the culture lives. GMGT ain't just full of vibes, you know. They full of real vibes. So keep it locked. I said to keep it locked.
I do it like this, I say, yeah. I do it how I feel, I say, yeah. Patrice again, I'm doing this for real. Work hard all week. We can reach, now it's time to play. It's time for me to hit the streets. Feeling good, cause I just got paid. I'm ready to walk my way, walk my way. Put hands in the air, sing out loud and clear, loud and clear. Start to wind up, give me room, let me walk my way, walk my way. Put hands in the air, sing out loud and clear, loud and clear. Give me room, give me room, give me room. I'm putting up my money till all my money done, till all my money done, till all my money done. I say I'm drinking up my money till all my money done, till all my money done, till all my money done. Yeah, I flat out money till it gone. I flat out money, money come and money gone. I drink out money till it done. I party out money, hustle hard in the streets, taking care of my family. Yeah. But when you see the weekend reach, that is when I come out to play. Ready to walk my way, put hands in the air, sing out loud and clear, loud and clear. Give me room, let me walk my way, put hands in the air, sing out loud and clear, loud and clear. Give me room, give me room, give me room. I'm putting up my money till all my money done, till all my money done, till all my money done. I say I'm drinking up my money till all my money done, till all my money done, till all my money done. Yeah, I flat out money till it done. I flat out money, money come and money gone. I drink out money till it done. I party out money. I live my life, I do what I want. Don't tell me that I can't. It's my money, spend it how I want. I don't care if it done. I live my life, I do what I want. Don't tell me that I can't. It's my money, spend it how I want. I don't care if it done. I'm ready to walk my way. Put hands in the air, sing out loud and clear, loud and clear. Give me room, let me walk my way. Put hands in the air, sing out loud and clear, loud and clear. Give me room, give me room, give me room. I'm putting up my money till all my money done, till all my money done, till all my money done. I say I'm drinking up my money till all my money done, till all my money done, till all my money done. Yeah, I flat out money till it done. I flat out money, money come and money gone. I drink out money till it done. I party out money. It's all of us work so hard I go play. It's all of us work so hard I go play. It's all of us work so hard I go play. Yeah. I flat out money. I flat out money.
My baby, my sugar, my honey, yo. My baby, give me love, oh. My baby, give me love. My baby, my sugar, my honey, yo. My baby, give me love. My
Best friend, baby, you my homie, yo. Late nights chilling in the studio. I want to marry your baby, yo. Ain't nobody do what you do to me. Big wedding like Steven Tizzy. Baby, you know what you mean to me. Even though you could be mean to me. Baby, I know we were meant to be. Standing ovation for my baby, yo. For my sweet thing, oh. For the boss, boss, boss. Standing ovation for my queen, yeah, yo. She's my lady, yo. She's the boss, boss, boss. Oh, na, na, na. She's my number one. And she deserve a round of applause. She deserve a round of applause. Oh, na, na, na. She's my number one. And she deserve a round of applause. My empress, my browning. I won't tell you anything I don't mean. You make me a better me. You do me what Beyonce do to Jay-Z. Together we can make 1 billion. Ooh, girl, you're 1 in a million. You are the girls aspire to be. So for this I have to applaud you, baby. Standing ovation for my baby, oh. For my sweet thing, oh. For the boss, boss, boss. Standing ovation for my queen, yo. She's my lady, yo. She's the boss, boss, boss. Oh, na, na, na. She's my number one. And she deserve a round of applause. She deserve a round of applause. Oh, na, na, na. She's my number one. And she deserve a round of applause. Now everybody just clap, clap, clap. She deserve a round of applause. She deserve a round of applause. Now everybody just clap, clap, clap. She deserve a round of applause. She deserve a round of applause. My baby. Oh, my baby. Standing ovation for my baby, yo. For my sweet thing, oh. For the boss, boss, boss. Standing ovation for my queen, yo. She's my lady, yo. She's the boss, boss, boss. Oh, na, na, na. She's my number one. And she deserve a round of applause. She deserve a round of applause. Oh, na, na, na. She's my number one. And she deserve a round of applause. Just fun.
Say actions speak louder than words, you know. But sometimes action is just a manifestation of words. Patrice again. Patrice again. Patrice again. I know you say that you love me. I know you say that you care. You will do anything for me. And you will always be there. I can't say you never hurt me. But if I have to be fair, it's perfect, yeah. And you don't ever have to worry. I'll ride with you through every journey. When it's pouring rain, I'll shelter you. Anything I'll do for you. And no matter how much you say you love me, I want you to know I love you more. I love you more. Even if you had nothing, just show me that you love me, because I give what I get 10 times over. Don't you ever forget it. And you don't ever have to worry. I'll ride with you through every journey. When it's pouring rain, I'll shelter you. Anything I'll do for you. And no matter how much you say you love me,
everybody tripping. Drinks them sipping, woman finger licking, head so tantalizing. We love the way they whining. I know the gal them got the wrong stripping. Well, from yourself out on the road, love how you whining. The way how you carry a heavy load, love how you whining. And the way you move, and the way you groove. Woman know you put them on them, you know the move. And the man down the aisle make you look so rude. Love how you whining. The way you bubble, the way you move your spine, the way you move your body, girl, you really blow me mind. Oh Lord, yeah, give me a little wine. Woman, you know me now, waste no time. Well, me love the way you bubble it when you day on the road. Behind the truck, you looking at your bumper exposed. I want to take a wine and it don't think that I'm road. Woman, you make the wrongs so explode. Hey, from yourself out on the road. Love how you whining. The way how you carry a heavy load. Love how you whining. And the way you move, and the way you groove. Woman, know you put them on them, you know the move. And the man down the aisle make you look so rude. Love how you whining. No matter whether night or the morning, no matter rainfall or sunshine, I got to hold on to you. I love to see the girl them flex. No matter they can get me best. Woman, you pass every test. From yourself out on the road. Love how you whining. The way how you carry a heavy load. Love how you whining. And the way you move, and the way you groove. Woman, know you put them on them, you know the move. And the man down the aisle make you look so rude. Love how you whining. I'm chipping and I'm chipping to find a bam bam. So much woman don't know who to pick from. Woman like rain, woman like sand. Hey little baby, let me beat on the drum. Hey Mr. Driver, make another bend. So me can see the girl back it up again. Me whining on me woman and me whining on all she friend. I take a little borrow from whoever want to lend. Hey, from yourself out on the road. Love how you whining. The way how you carry a heavy load. Love how you whining. And the way you move, and the way you groove. Woman know you put them on them, you know the move. And the man down the aisle make you look so rude. Love how you whining. The way you bubble, the way you move your spine, the way you move your body, girl, you really blow me mind. Oh Lord, yeah, give me a little wine. Woman, you know me now, waste no time. Well, me love the way you bubble up when you day on the road. Behind the truck, you looking at your bumper exposed. I want to take a wine and it don't think that I'm road. Woman, you make the wrongs so explode. Hey, from yourself out on the road. Love how you whining. The way how you carry a heavy load. Love how you whining. And the way you move, and the way you groove. Woman, know you put them on them, you know the move. And the man down the aisle make you look so rude. Love how you whining. In all of your splendor, girl. Love how you whining. Oh, I'm your prisoner, I surrender. Love how you whining. Yeah, 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 yeah. Love how you whining. Hey, love how you whining.
Well, you fi hear this thing. So coalition come fi swing. Fi keep it rocking and ting. Ha. Give me the hearts. Well, alright. I'm gonna tell you about this girl named Tonda. Oh God, she's a sweet woman, man, sexy thing boy. And she want test me. Let me tell you this thing now. What's this? I'm a party youngster, looking to pet real long. I drop into the ground. King of the pet named Danger. I even sing the song. I drop into the ground. But now I meet up the gal come. No bones inside she back. She coming from the ground. She said she won't come test me. So then I launch an attack. I don't want to be where me crown, but she really don't getting down. I don't want to spoil me good name, but she really burning me brain. Now clock on the dot, man, me stop till the gal won't swing. 2 hours clock on the dot, man, me stop till the gal won't swing. 3 hours clock on the dot, man, me stop till the gal won't swing. 4 hours clock on the dot, man, me stop till the gal won't swing.
You can't test me, then me go flat on my back, so make it
She see me start to slow down. So then she launch on a drop. I don't want to give any crown, but she really will get him down. I don't want to spoil me good name, but she really wanted me babe. 1 o'clock on the dot, man, me stop till the girl wants me. 2 o'clock on the dot, man, me stop till the girl wants me. 3 o'clock on the dot, man, me stop till the girl wants me. 4 o'clock on the dot, man, me stop till the girl wants me. But she can't text me out. For black when she back break up. Hear me sing. All the talk she a talking, all the chat she a chat. She drop it to the ground. When the rude boy wind up, she happy fall down flat. She drop it to the ground. Agony for the girl come. Stamina in me back. She could never get me. I just saw the swing injection. Last the final attack. I would never give Winnie crown. Cause a bomb she had get him down. I could never spoil me good name. She stop now, the girl wants me again. 2 o'clock on the dot, man, she stop now, the girl wants me again. 3 o'clock on the dot, man, she stop now, the girl wants me again. 4 o'clock on the dot, man, she stop now, the girl wants me again.
Look at Dolly. Pretty Dolly.
All pretty girl, throw your hands in the air. Jump up and down and whine all around and scream like you just don't care. Tenika, Onika, Aisha, Michelle. Jump up and down and throw your waist well, cause you know that you are no skater. Sexy girl, where you get that body from? Look at your legs tick tick like a time bomb. Bend back and show them how to walk the waist. Flex out and grind like you're in a haze. Pretty face girl, I know you is a heaven sent. The way you smile, I could tell you're truly confident. Watch your form, girl, it's you the father really blessed. They make the man them look like they in a mess. All night I'm thinking out to ask you for a dance. I don't want you to think I'm looking for romance. Fellas line up with pen and piece of paper. The whole fet trying not to get your number. All pretty girl, throw your hands in the air. Jump up and down and whine all around and scream like you just don't care. I say Dominique, Angelique, Fatima, Rachel. Jump up and down and throw your waist well, cause you know that you are no skater. I look your face, you're a pretty human. They should have used you as therapy for my man. If I know you was making for the Christmas, I should have changed, repent and never even cuss. All I want is to walk the road and hold your hand. Let him echo them see that ties are done. If you was my wife, I would shape you every day. Work hard, give you all my pay on Friday. I see you dancing and I hold my head and start to grin. I thought the fella was dancing with a mannequin. You're so perfect, is then that I realize. Too late, girl, you really had made no ties. All pretty girl, throw your hands in the air. I said, jump up and down and whine all around and scream like you just don't care. Hey, Adana, Samara, Samantha, Giselle. Jump up and down and throw your waist well, cause you know that you are no skater. If you was me girl, you should to drive a Lexus. Once you driving, I could always run and take the bus. Diamond from your thumb to little finger. Forget me, I could always wear me silver. I see woman, but I never see woman like you. You're sweeter than a Sunday evening callaloo. Enough man will surely want to sleep with you. All I want is to wake up the next day with you. Make your breakfast in the morning while you lay in bed, just to make sure that you're happy and you're well fed. Take a Paris and to spend a little weekend. You're so sexy, girl, you make me feel to spend. All pretty girl, throw your hands in the air. Jump up and down and whine all around and scream like you just don't care. Alicia, Latanya, Antoinette, Tichelle. Jump up and down and throw your waist well, cause you know that you are no skater.
Look at Dolly. Pretty Dolly. Oh, here she come. Pretty Dolly.
Sharon, Karen, I say Michelle, Bizel, I sing Debbie, Susie,
Well, I'm massive and true, the original Peter C. No carbon copy, the Atlantic Pacific. All sexy girls, where you there? Come now, come now. All the girls, them sexy. All the girls, them sexy. All of the girls, them sexy. All of the girls, now. Again, the ball is sexy. All the girls, them sexy. All of the girls, them sexy. All the girls, now. Wait. You tell me something like you come in this party to have me lost in the way you have that waistline moving. That kind of thing does have me sweating. Come when you bend down with your hand touching your toes and your wine back in them kind of skin clothes, Lord have mercy. Like you want the police to hold me. Eh. And how I love the way your waistline round and round. And I know that you have me under control right here now. You must be from heaven up above. Eh. Tonight, you are my party love. The ball is sexy. All the girls are sexy. All of the girls are sexy. All the girls now. Again, come again, boy, sexy. All the girls are sexy. All the girls are sexy. All the girls now. Wait. That kind of motion is a commotion with a groovy situation. Girl, your body flex causing a vibration, and it could lead to a glowing explosion. And when your body wet and mine's too, cause I'm rubbing up in your sweat on a sweated bumper to wine I have no regret. But tonight, girl, you're putting me through the test now. And I love the way your waistline round and round. And I know you have me under control right here now. You must be from heaven up above. Eh. Tonight, you are my party love. The ball is sexy. All the girls are sexy. All of the girls are sexy. All the girls now. In the party, they're just sexy. All the girls are sexy. All of the girls are sexy. All the girls now. Wait. No man if I'm ready, but in a respect. No man if a boy want it, you just run the program. You say you're sexy. You want no competition. You not run up your body like a gas station like Randa. The girl just want me to be. She tell father she pretty, but she pretty and she had no character. She eats cheats with her dirty, you know what I'm saying? What's the track now? Luscious, like mama's ice cream. You're so delicious. The way you rotate your body without a fuss. So right here, right now, you're making me vicious. Come when you bend down with your hand touching your toes and your wine back in them kind of skimpy clothes, Lord have mercy. Like you want the police to hold me. Eh. And how I love the way your waistline round and round. And I know you have me under control right here now. You must be from heaven up
for me. He not answering, and I looking for me. Tell him I want my money, I want my money, yeah, right now. Tell him I need my money, I need my money, yeah, right now. 'Cause I want to be rich like I live in Dubai. Everybody got to live so nice. Can you have your money and I have mine, oh. I want to be rich like I live in Dubai. Everybody got to live so nice. Can you have your money and I have mine, oh. Don't sell your soul for money, no. Don't live your whole life seeking vanity car. Money can't make you happy, but money is a necessity. And I know why too important to ever remain a poor man. So tell them bring all my money for me. Tell the hard man I'm looking for me. He not answering, and I'm looking for me. Tell him I want my money, I want my money, yeah, right now. Tell him I need my money, I need my money, yeah, right now. 'Cause I want to be rich like I live in Dubai. Everybody got to live so nice. Can you have your money and I have mine, oh. I want to be rich like I live in Dubai. Everybody got to live so nice. Can you have your money and I have mine, oh. Humility is fake, cause the money have to make. Poor man made to suffer, rich man to eat cake. So which road do you take? Get to live to be down. Put some shoes in your pocket, cause your money must run. Yeah, I know why too important to ever remain a poor man. So tell them bring all my money for me. Tell the hard man I'm looking for me. He not answering, and I'm looking for me. Tell him I want my money, I want my money, yeah, right now. Tell him I need my money, I need my money, yeah, right now. 'Cause I want to be rich like I live in Dubai. Everybody got to live so nice. Can you have your money and I have mine, oh. I want to be rich like I live in Dubai. Everybody got to live so nice. Can you have your money and I have mine, oh.
Square, Convict Music.
Maybach music.
Huh.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, mama, neme, what a beautiful oh yeah, Nemo bimo. I was feeling so sad because I was all alone. Was so bad. And there she goes. She touched my heart and said, "Everything I know to go." Hey, was so glad. The way she keeps me smiling, it brings me joy. She proves this loving is real. Within my heart, there's nobody else. Baby, give me your hand. Let me take you away, mommy, see the girl I want marry, no time, no delay. After all the things I've been through, I present my love to you. The girl I want marry, the girl I want marry. See the girl I want carry, now the girl I want marry. Oh, Ronaldo, no mume, oh man, what a beautiful onyinye. Nenye makagi, so you and I can fly away. Straight to the sky, just you and I. Girl, I know the lie. Can't you see? You were sent from above, and you know you're my heart and my sweetness. Is this love? I don't know, but I know what I'm feeling. Now God be my witness. You're my princess. The way she keeps me smiling, it brings me joy. She proves this loving is real. Within my heart, there's nobody else. Make you give me your hand, let me take you away, mommy, see the girl I want marry, no time, no delay. After all the things I've been through, I present my love to you. The girl I want marry, the girl I want marry. See the girl I want carry, now the girl I want marry. Mama, let me see you. Mama, let me see you. Daddy, let me see you. Mama, let me see you. Let me see you.
We fell in love on the first date. A beautiful girl gonna make the earth shake. I look into the mirror, all I do is stare. In the back of my mind, all I see is her. Turn up the music, we bumpin' P Square. Number one in the game, and we gon' be here. Always making hits to my convict. We talking money, or you talking nonsense? Making slow love to my baby girl. Got them big trucks pulling up everywhere. You only live once, and that's the anthem. All your negative energy feed cancer. I can look into her eyes for my whole life. We can make love for the whole night. Take my hand, baby. I just wanna be a man, baby.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Mama, she's my beautiful onyinye. Yeah, oh yeah, let me see you. Mama, let me see you. Daddy, let me see you. Sister, brother, let me see you. Let me see you. Hey, yeah, yeah, Mama,
Patrice again. Na-na, na-na, touch me like you need it, need it, need it. Would you say it to me like you mean it, mean it, mean it? You and I both know you feel it, feel it, feel it. So come